Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Headspace podcast. It's your boy HSR.
It's your boy Chris Chrome.
And from a long delay, it is me, Jay.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Jay.
Yes,
Hi, Jay.
Jay
Hey,
is
Chris.
back. So, basically, for those who don't care about our little housekeeping section, you can check the description of the video to skip ahead of that. In the meantime, we are going to go through that. So just to let you know, we are not professionals. Hell, for you coming in, we understand that you might be bigger fans than we are. So we're just saying that to let you know this is our impression, our experiences listening to the album, and we try to be as fair and honest as possible with all that. But we are totally some ignorant folk is what we're trying to put out there. So we go through the album, talk about each song, and then kind of sum it up at the end. And we do really love the interaction we get through the comments. So we do want to take some time to just express just show off our favorite comment from last week's video where we reviewed Scribble's Skinwalker album. And the comment is from the man himself, Scribble Official, which is cool because I love the fact that the artist just watched it and took that time to show some love like that. So great review, guys. You totally nailed this album. Spot on. I just like that comment because he actually commented and that made me feel special. So that's how that got picked.
Thank you, Scribbles.
Anyway, you should check out that album if you're into that kind of grimy underground type shit. It's actually really fucking cool. And if you are coming for this video, it's very different than that. But before we do that, as a quick shout out to our patrons, Mozart, Lindell Williams, and Super Old School 1994.
We love you.
We'll talk about more about that at the end. And I guess because this is going to be a fucking long one, we should jump into it. Mr. Christopher, please introduce the album that we will be talking about this week.
Well, for this week's Headspace album review, we went with no other than Nicki Minaj's new album, Queen.
Oh, snap. That is what we are talking about today. So
Just to be clear, this was like, what are we doing, Holden? What are we doing this week?
Because there hasn't been a lot of hot releases lately.
We should cover kind of thanks because she dropped this on a dime.
Yeah.
And she
out
didn't
of
care.
nowhere and totally solved the problem for us. And
So thank you, Nicki.
I was listening on Beats One as the album got played live, and Nicki sounded so happy and so excited as she was doing this. And Apple let her swear, and she was the first show ever to swear and stuff. That was pretty cool because she was just pure retweeting fans and stuff.
Right.
That's what she was doing. So if you were following her Twitter, you knew what she was doing when she was staring at her phone. She was on Twitter and shit, retweeting. But it was so cool just to see it. I mean, so yeah, at this point in the show, we usually just kind of contextualize how familiar we are with the artists and stuff. Like Nicki, we reviewed, Pink Friday, the first album.
Yeah.
So we reviewed that, and otherwise I know her hits, and my opinion on her has changed as I've gotten older. And so at this point, I've come to really respect who she is and what she represents. And when you really look into her history and the type of person that she has been trying to be this whole time, it's kind of fucking cool, really, at the end of the day. So I was kind of really excited to hear this project and to see what came up. For the record, I don't give a shit about the beefs with Cardi B and anything else.
I think she having beef with Cardi B?
I don't know.
There is my personal opinion on beef because there was a thing. There was a thing. I don't know if it was actual beef. I don't know if like Nicki really cares or Cardi really cares or whatever. But the fact that I think it's fan made. Personally, I think it's fan made. I think some fans are like, "Oh, Cardi's a ripoff of Nicki. Nicki's this, blah blah blah," or whatever it is, because there might be some similarities or whatever.
Well, that's just people being people. Any
Absolutely.
artist that comes out, look at Trap.
It could be looked at like this. For the longest time, Nicki was queen, and now Cardi's trying to be queen. So people might be even just trying to
But here's my question though, and I don't want to try to stay on this for too long, right? We do got an album review, but what is every other rapper trying to be king for then? If every other male rapper out here is I'm the best, I'm number one, I'm the GOAT.
Wants to take the crown and destroy it because it's bad.
Yes, so J. Cole is like, yo, forget this status.
He's the anti-hero.
Realistically, a lot nowadays, it's I'm the better rapper, I'm this. What's the difference between, being queen and now someone else trying to chase it?
I mean, that would be why there would be beef, if there was beef.
Right, but I don't
Because someone else is chasing it. She's picture it more like...
Maybe it's not beef,
picture
but
it
maybe
more
she's
like
just trying to...
it's wrestling. Yeah. And this is a belt.
That's
and
exactly
now
it.
she's defending the belts.
Fair.
And I think that Nicki has every right.
One thing I wanted to add is this album, the statement she made is in the title. Everyone has Watch the Throne or certain things. There's always a name and it's a sentence. This one is straight, simple, queen.
Yeah.
And that's the shot. She's not taking shots at anyone. She's like, you want me? Come get me. I am queen.
Right.
That's exactly it.
Beyonce, Queen Bee shows up.
And then like no, but that's like she
can't compare.
acknowledges just to like quickly. She acknowledges them on the album.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
The only people who like make more than me are singing. You know, like she's talking about Bey
True,
and
because
Rihanna.
women, like there's women rappers.
And I just wanted
it's
to
different.
to like bring attention that something she said on the radio is truly impressive and incredible to me. Is that it's been like I think 4 years since her last album, and she is one of the only female artists who could take off 4 years, come back, and have this kind of hype out of like literally nowhere.
Well, there's another
And she's done
reason,
like some
though.
features, she's done some
There you
stuff, but honestly, all she's done is experimented, and I feel like she's really come into like it's no longer like somebody else's vision. Like Nicki Minaj is being Nicki Minaj, and she reps
Barbie.
what she reps, and her Barbie movement actually is all about what she wants. You know, like she has set up some interesting ideals that like you could really respect and admire. And
Well,
I'm saying
one
that
thing-
from like, yeah, no, go on.
No, the one thing I like about her, I have to say, is she came out, she was kind of like, making that ratchet music, everyone said, like that name. And then she went into making her, like, her line of Barbie thing. And she's like, I'm queen. So she's matured. And that's one thing I respect, when an artist can mature and not stay in the same spot.
Because she's like in her like 30s and shit now. It's
She's still
like
fine
you're
as hell.
supposed to. It's not even about that. I think it's more like the fact is if you're going to be in your 30s, you shouldn't necessarily be making music that sounds like you're still in your 20s.
100%.
I love the fact that somebody's growing like that, and for me, that is the number one thing I'm looking for in an artist, in like these celebrity figures. I'm looking for people who are kind of growing up, because that doesn't seem like the most popular thing to do these days. So I really just wanted to throw it before we started that I admired that, and I think that's part of why she's establishing herself as queen. Like, I love the album cover too. Just to like throw it out there, the orange red cover, it just stands out because it's a provocative color palette being used, and then she's like basically naked, but not in like a sexualized way.
I like
in
the
like
Cleopatra look she's got.
yeah, it's
going.
mad powerful.
The
crown and everything.
You know what? When I first met Nicki, like when
You met Nicki?
When
That's
you first
awesome.
when I first encountered her, I meant like when I first really it was that song with the Ferrari and like
Yeah,
that like in the
wow.
desert like first
Massive Attack.
yes.
I
Thank
just
you.
plussed that today.
Oh my god, Massive Attack was
Massive
it.
Attack.
Even on Massive Attack and then like Anaconda, like I feel like Nicki's always had this like jungle-ish type feel with like a lot of royalty Egyptian type as well. Like I see a lot of like these type of like in some of her most of her videos, like what she wears and stuff. So it really symbolizes her in like with the tree, the background kind of looking like Lion King with the sunset
but-
and everything, and then the whole Egyptian look going like the Cleopatra queen boss.
I
thing.
feel like it's more like just meant to be like she's in touch with her roots. She's like establishing like she is being
Empowerment.
regal. Like it's just crazy how she's able to like be so strong looking, and like something where maybe even 5-6 years ago I might have looked at that and like perceived her differently, but she just exudes like this confidence and stuff where you just want to respect her. Like I don't know, man, that is one of the nicest album covers as far as
It's been a while.
I guess like getting like the point across in a powerful and honest way. Like I could see a lot of women are inspired looking at this picture and shit. Like I'm fucking inspired looking at this picture. Like damn,
thanks to
you
HSR.
are fucking queen. Like no, but like I really
should
admire
make
the
like a-
strength that she put out. It's not like anything negative. It's just I love that power. I want to see more of that. I can't wait to see more like women just being strong and powerful as time goes on.
I will pay any amount of money for you to redo that picture as your album cover.
I just don't think I would do that. I don't think
I
you could
bet you
afford
will
it.
if they ask for it.
I don't think
Yeah.
you could afford it.
I think patron should go patron.
I don't think you guys would put that money down. But anyway, do you guys have more to comment here, or do we want to start about it?
can
No,
start.
my image is tainted.
All right, let's talk about how the ganja burns. All right, Chris, how do you feel about ganja burning?
I love the beat. I love the feel to it. I love the vibe. It's got this mellow vibe to it, like like ganja burning, smoking. You're kind of enjoying it. You're feeling. You're relaxed. But Nicki came on this album, on this track to start off in this kind of, I feel like this relief way. Like she's been smoking, she's dealing with some stuff as she's letting us know on the track. She's got some things that have been happening in the industry. She's got some things that's bothering her, but I feel like she's taken a moment to kind of explain to us, I use weed to smoke, to to meditate and calm down and kind of deal with my problems. At one point, she addresses on the track. But at the same time, I really get that, though. Like, I get that sense, like, while she was doing this song, it's coming off of this, like, conscious moment where she was just thinking about everything and how she's happy to still be, like, grinding and coming forward to it and showing that she's the boss. I like when she was like, steal everyone's number one pick in the draft. You could bring anybody, Weatherman, pick a day. Kobe, KD, Kyrie, pick AK. And I like that, like, wordplay in terms of how, from what I understand, they're all shooters in terms of basketball and shooters on the street, AK, wordplay like that. She's she's playing in that double entendre with wanting to kill.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed that. Overall, I feel like she is coming, and kind of establishing, like, she's still queen. She's still running shit. She's still keep staying on her toes and making sure that she's bringing her A game. But I couldn't get past that whole, like, sense of just explaining to us, like, she's relieved to kind of, like, be in a better place is where I'm kind of get at with this track. I left it at a 4. I thought it was a really good intro to the album.
Fair. And you, Jay?
Well, I felt the same way. A lot of the things he said. I liked. I think the biggest line for me was when she said, "Like, I'm still a queen. I still embody that queen movement." So she's just, even though it was 4 years since her last album, she wants you to know you can come for this crown, but you got to fight for it. Like, no one else is gonna take this away from me.
True.
And out of a lot of women rappers, she's staying relevant, and she's not always like. A lot of them will try to use, like, a sexual image and stuff, and she does that. Don't get me wrong, but, like, she's actually lyrically dirty at times.
Like, she's extremely talented.
No, she is, and that's what makes me respect her more. Like I haven't felt this way about a woman performing like this, like, except for Beyonce and them doing, like, R&B and pop. Like, Missy Elliott was the last person I really enjoyed.
Right. So, yeah.
I would have to say I give this like a 4.2.
Okay. I fucking like it even more than that. Because, first of all, that beat is proper. Like,
Right.
This has the kind of beat that is really enjoyable to listen to, and you need to, like, kind of shut off for a second, which I think is what
Right.
Chris was trying to, like, convey. And it really does that job well. But the lyrics are kind of uplifting and a little bit, like, interesting. Because while they're all dropping the queen, like, I'm going to start with the second verse. That was way more interesting to me. Like, yo, you can't wear Nicki wig and then be Nicki. That's like a fat thinking he can be Biggie. One rough ride, now you DMX and Swizzy. One hot video, you hype, now you just giddy. You know, like, and she's just kind of referencing how, like, yeah, you can pull off a thing here or there, but just because you can do it one time doesn't make you, like, you can make a hot beat and sell it. You're not Kanye. You know, you can do all these different things. And I was just like,
I feel like she's addressing people's mentality. Like, oh, yo, I made that fire beat. Now
Exactly.
I am as good as Kanye.
That's it. She's kind of pointing out, like, it's not really how it works because, you know, she's put, like, a decade of fucking work into this shit.
Absolutely.
And that's, like, a decade since she popped, not including all the work before that
Plus
decade.
the people
you know?
she named, they've also put decades and
Right,
decades
and
in.
she's putting in, like, these are all legends, and it's like to get there, it gets a certain way, you know? Like, you gotta have real skill, gotta work for that. If it's really your passion, would you give the world for that? Unlike a lot of these hoes, whether whack or lit, at least I can say I wrote every rap I spit, put my blood, sweat, and tears in perfecting my craft. I'm like, you know,
Bars.
all things considered, right, even with the Drake shit and whatnot, like, it's like Nicki's kind of coming in and saying, say whatever you want, man. I'm real by how you define real. Like, I do everything the way I'm supposed to. I'm still relevant. I'm on top of shit. But like, she puts it in a way where it's like, it's not unattainable for you. It's just you don't work as hard as Nicki, so you don't get what Nicki gets. And I'm like, damn.
But that's
some real hustle
I feel like
shit.
That's just real knowledge, though. Like, just
Right.
anybody and from anybody who's in, like, just successful.
But, like,
right? Like,
I
if you're
just,
not gonna
I
put
have
in
to
the
say,
work,
I wasn't expecting to enjoy this the way that I did. Like, I got caught off guard. Like, even the first verse, Ayo, as the world turns, the blunt burns. Who you getting at, Nicki? And you're just like, right off the jump, she got something to say.
Right.
Just like, you're ready for some shit, you know? Watch them cunts learn. Fashion icon Audrey Hepburn, because she is pretty fashionable, stylish and shit. She is kind of also like with her whole body image and shit and blah blah blah. Like, I don't fully understand the movement for those who like there. Like, I understand that she's very all about be natural, be yourself, be proud of who you are type shit. So she's trying to, like, show that you could defy the regular norms of stuff. I mean, you know, I straighten all these bitches out with one perm. Clever fucking line. because you get it, straightening hair with the.
Yeah.
They done with witch doctors to bury their Barbie, but I double back, kill bitches, bury the body, and like she goes on. It's just pretty like.
Sounds like Barty.
Body.
Yeah, but the way she says it sounds like Barty. Like it is so keen. Like I literally thought she went to witch doctors to stop Barbie. Whatever. I'm taking the Barty, and I was like,
what?
Like. Yeah, it sounds like the way she
understand.
says body, it sounds like Barty, and that's Cardi's name. Like that's her nickname. Barty.
But then there's also like
whatever it
Cardi,
was.
Barty.
Anyway, but then there's interesting lines like I done fasted and prayed, but to cleanse my body, abstaining from sex had to zen my body. I ain't giving, so don't ask. I don't lend my body. Got to be king status to give men my body.
Hey.
And that's like if there was ever listen, like. Make sure he has to like earn it before giving it to him type shit. Like it's some like
It doesn't sound no gold digger-ish or nothing like that. It's like
no she it's like
She doesn't have to be a gold digger at all.
no, I mean like basically this is a woman kind of saying, look, I've come to see that I need to take a break from all this and make sure that my standards are proper. And like you just don't have to participate in these expectations. I thought it was fucking cool. And I mean just the idea, like to my surprise, I saw you in my eyes the nights I cried, repented under lies. It has this great balance of singing, of rapping. That beat is fire. Like this is a hate. Like this is that shit where empirically this is gonna if it's not already a single and it gets really, it's number one. It's fucking amazing. It's a 4.5 on 5 because it's not totally designed in my like tastes to be like a perfect song, but like I don't think I'd ever really hate listening to this. Like this is a good song in my opinion. Anyway, a lot more to talk about. So, Your Majesty, can we go ahead, sir? Oh, sir's later on. Whoops.
Wanna ever break, I wanna accelerate to a level that I can elevate. The minute with the pen, I'll make the motherfucker detonate it. Wanna make it acapella, wait, I gotta set it.
All right, Chris, talk to us. Tell us how you feel, sir, Majesty. Whoops, wrong. I keep getting them confused.
this song. I like how right now Nicki is following suit with the whole Queen title. With the Majesty title of this track, she's kind of defining that she is queen, she is boss lady, she will take control. I like Labrinth. I like how he's got this soft singing voice, and it really kind of changes the way from like the hip hoppy verses to like the very smooth kind of melodic chorus. So that was really great. The thing that I found cool, and I'm just gonna be real, was the Eminem verse, right? Like Nicki did a great job, but I feel like Nicki gave this to Eminem because he's like 2 minutes of the full song, from what I understand. To
be fair, it's a 5-minute song.
I know. I don't know. I just feel like Eminem got more of it, but I like it. Because I like how Eminem, we label him as king, and she's queen. So it's like...
Well, there's rumors of them trying to date.
No, that was a publicity stunt for this collaboration.
That was a publicity stunt. I'm pretty sure she's still with Nas. Like,
she's apparently not banging anybody, though, even if she's with Nas. Yeah, I looked into this, okay? Go on.
Thank you.
Go on.
Anyway, I like how Eminem addresses the just generation gap of old school hip hop and new school hip hop. Gives us this little context setting up where he's kind of like he's now with some girl on the side. His wife's back in Chicago or whatnot's going on.
That's the bridge.
Right. And he lets us in to know that he's been sober. She's the girl that he's kind of seeing is not really happy that he's sober now. He doesn't really drink or do drugs. He goes on to put on some Slick Rick or some Children of Mischief. And
Souls of Mischief, dude.
See, I knew I was going to fuck it up. Souls of Mischief. And the woman kind of turns around and is like, that's outdated. Like, that's not good anymore. That's not cool anymore. Calls it pneumonia, from what I understand.
Like the disease of your fucking lungs of water. Pneumonia.
Yes. Anyway, so she kind of like shits on the old school music, and Eminem gives us a really nice breakdown of like why this is a problem and why he feels like the mentality of not wanting to listen to the old school hip hop and accept it for what it is, or trying to be like indulging in it, is kind of the problem in today's hip hop now. I feel a little bit.
I think it was more along the lines of like hip hop's sick. I'm the last doctor here to save it. Here's empirical proof we need a doctor. It was a little bit like whatever. I mean, it's a good verse, Eminem's verse. I really do like elements of it, but I feel like it was just like Rap God was something to say. Because
Right.
Rap God, it was kind of a lot of bars, but he didn't really have much to say on that song. Whereas this one, it was like, it was
that was
interesting.
the whole point of that song, was
Yeah.
that he could be foolish and still make no sense and still out rap everybody.
But it got dated quick. It didn't work.
Well,
It's
you
so
know why it got
long-lasting.
dated? Because it got overplayed.
It
You go on-
more
it
than
was on the
that.
radio all
it's
the
more
time.
like once you heard every word of the song and you realized that how ridiculous a lot of it was, it didn't have the staying power as some of the more meaningful
But
songs.
that's the whole play on it.
I'm saying that
Right,
it was a
okay.
good idea for a year, but it was a bad idea 4 years later. Well, not a bad idea, but it's not really one of my favorite songs after all things. But
So, Chris, would you give a score, or you got more
Yeah,
to say?
I gave a 4.5 on this song. I like it. I mean,
appreciate that.
I like the quick flow that Eminem uses. I like that he actually has some shit to say. I feel like part of the quick flow, he's just kind of boasting about him being the best. I like how he's mature about it though. When he was, he's looking to elevate. He's looking to accelerate to a new level. Like after Revival, he really took this like mature route, and I'm glad that he's consistent with it, and that he's telling us like, I've been sober and all this stuff. Like I'm trying to do better. I like that. I like that he wants to keep himself
he's
going.
trying to like establish that he hasn't peaked yet. Still, like he's still like a lot of people are kind of putting him like, oh, he's past his prime, it's over or whatever. And in
Right.
his mind, he's just now getting to his greatest points ever.
Well, the thing is, like, well, you know what? This is not the Eminem show. So back to Nicki. I actually really enjoyed this song, but the one
What did Chris give it?
4.5.
he
Okay.
did a 4.5. Anyways, the one knock on it is I did not enjoy the intro. I felt like, but then when they like surprised you with the flow when she comes in and she's like hard, and it's like, oh, Nicki, thank you, because like this was a right away a push next for me, and that really affected me. And then I was like, into it. Then Labrinth, like I enjoy that a lot. I like that type of singing or artistry, whatever. And I like the chorus was nice. His parts are good. And then Eminem, like I can't say more than these guys said. It's great to have Eminem on any song. And the thing about him is like even when he's going to be past his prime, we'll say, he can always be a feature. And half the time he steals songs, and that's what I feel like he stole this whole song. I feel like this was the Eminem song, and like he could take this song and put it on his CD, and I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference.
I feel like this is an ode back to Pink Friday when they did Roman's Revenge.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
that's definitely like
Because
part of it.
he, like the way I see it, she's taken queen title, he's labeled as king. From a fan point of view,
I mean,
like I
I
don't think
really think most people are calling Eminem king right now.
No, I think
mean,
that's set up
that's
to
like
like
okay,
Kendrick.
but I mean, I get what you're saying because I agree. That is the point. They are Majesty. Eminem it's almost like a validation move. But like, I mean, you go on.
Well, we're talking about this king and queen stuff. I don't think
I'm
it's
not. Chris is talking.
well.
about this.
Okay, fine, but this king and queen stuff, I think we're past that now.
And it's called Majesty.
and the
and
the
they have
song
a
is.
line about king and queens in it.
But another thing about it,
But I agree with
is
you.
I think she's trying to like go over that now. I think she's going for that legend status.
Yeah,
And that's this whole CD's about. Yes, Queen is the title and everything, but if you look at it with that 4-year layoff and still be able to come back hard, it shows you that she's not a flash in the pan. She's going for she wants to be known with like Tupac, Biggie,
Exactly.
M, and everybody. So overall, love this song. I'm not gonna give it a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a 4 because that intro really bothered me.
Oh man,
Okay.
I don't agree. Like,
Okay.
I mean, you're entitled to that, but I think the intro is sick. Like this to me is incredible. This track here, I feel like it's a Nicki Minaj song featuring Eminem because like Nicki's got 3 little verses and M's got a big one in the middle. Sure, but like it comes in with a certain flair, and there's that chorus where Labrinth just sounds whatever you say, Miss Majesty, whatever you want, you can have from me. I want your love, just lead me on, won't give it up, hey, 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 because I'm a sucker for your boom shangalang thing there. And it's fucking like nice sounding, right? Like it's just, you feel that like this is some guy who's just almost worshiping Nicki as she comes in at the hard fucking bars where she's like, and the beat flips up, like it's been said, it's crazy. Like it's really an alive song. So she's like, I got trophies and a catalog, just did a deal, Mercedes-Benz, check the catalog, I'm buying buildings, we don't buy the blogs, the Nicki challenge when I fly to Prague, and then she just, a lot of grandiose, powerful bars like that. I didn't quote as much from Nicki because Eminem kind of had a lot more lyrics. So if we're talking about like word count, Yeah, it's a lot of Eminem, but from a time count, I feel like they had a good equal sharing, at least enough for me to feel like it's still a Nicki track, you know?
Fair enough.
But then M kind of sings about his side chick, you know, she's married, like Chris was saying, you know, so the time we spend, it's clever, like, so the time we spend is borrowed, but it's our moment right here, fuck tomorrow. Okay, but it's a little bit classic Eminem, you know? Because moments like these are to die for, and she's clear all nice and easy as hair when I'm bleaching it blonde, so we get that lighting in a bottle, and he's doing a whole little singy bit and whatever, and you're just a little bit like, okay.
Dude.
But like, it's just, I
dude.
don't know, it was fine. But it was good. It was enjoyable. It was clever. But then he like breaks into it, you know. She's tipsy. I'm sober. She gets a chip on her shoulder, which is interesting because you just got his 10-year chip. So it's like a play on some shit. And she's almost mad over his sobriety, which, as Chris has already said here, etc. You know, because moments like these are to die for. Oh no, I said that. Then, you know, throws on the music, as Chris pointed out. She points out all that old school hip hop is so fucked. And then Eminem's like, wait, think she's got pneumonia. I told her, bitch, just hold up. That's why rap needs a doctor. Our genre's lymph nodes are swelled up. It's time to check it. Some strep, some tonsillitis. And then blah, blah, blah. And then he makes the reference because we need Q-tip because, get it, it's sick. So he takes one of the most culturally significant rappers and makes a reference and goes on. And then he just, he talks about how he goes in really quick, you know, and now I'm finna step on the pedal, don't ever want to break. I want to accelerate to a level that I can elevate, demand it with the pen. I'll make the motherfucker detonate. And he does this thing where he just kind of describes his normal Eminem shit at a quick pace. Am I indeed the last of a dying breed? Absolutely not. You are totally not the last of a dying breed, Eminem. I mean, I know that you feel that way, but there's a lot of underground dudes who you could probably help instead of... If you use the internet, because Eminem doesn't use the internet and shit, so he's just unaware of anything outside of us, kind of like force fed to him.
Like that's a recent statement.
Like Eminem only discovered there was porn on the internet in 2009. No bullshit. He just did not know that there was free porn. He was bragging about his porn collection, and then found out in an interview that like
everybody was like, all right, you got magazines, but we have Pornhub.
And then he just apparently spent like a week just
doing every
Pornhub.
teenager boy.
It was a straight Quagmire moment.
Yeah, his arms cold jacked up.
I explained so much.
And then like he just kind of, am I indeed the last of it? Even if you fire breathe and shit, you can say to Kingdom or fuck it. Better not use me as your topic. Too bad, Eminem. That's what this channel does. We talk about fucking music. Anybody who brings me up, I'm bringing you up, Marshall. Duck it. Okay, let me keep it 100. Two things shouldn't be your themes of discussion. The queen and her husband. Fuck it. Nicki wants us to talk about her positively. She retweeted a bunch of shit. And you get paid, okay? You get so much fucking money, you need to be talked about. Last thing you want to do is be our subjects, yeah? And then I love the ending when the beat flips up again into that jealousy is a disease, die slow shit. And like... that's some powerful shit, right? Like just everybody, like, you know what, being a hater, that's gonna poison yourself. And I enjoy the fact that it's gonna kill you slowly and whatnot. I love the feel of this track, the beat of this track, everything about this track. It's a 5. This is one of my favorite tracks possible on this project. It is so fucking good. Anyway, let's talk about Barbie Dreams.
But it's pussy, and I woulda had Odell Beckham banging the cake.
So,
welcome back.
So who is expecting to see Biggie's track reimagined with? You know what? I want to start this one.
This is great.
I don't care. Like I'll leave you a couple lyrics, but like
this one, take the lyrics. This is a great song.
This song is so funny to me. Like I guess I'm a little more connected to the modern pop culture. I mean, I watch guys like Blackie Speaks, and I watch some like Everyday Struggles, and I try to stay up to date a little bit more.
Right.
And just to see somebody like kind of like poke fun a little bit in the modern day and write a song about all the guys she wanted to fuck or didn't want to fuck. But
I think it's all the dudes who made a pass at her.
No, these are because I listened to the radio when she was talking about it. These are all like her people she's cool with.
Yeah.
And so she was just kind of joking around and having some fun with it. Like these were it's not disses. It's not like anything negative. It's more in the line of like, yo, listen, you're all the people I really like, so let me show you some love in like the funniest fucking way I can think of.
In the Nicki way.
And I thought it was just fucking great, man. Like, you know, It's like a handful of Wheezy, sprinkle of Dave East. Man, I ain't got no type like Jimmy and Swae Lee's. If you can't fuck 3 times a night, peace. I tend to fuck 50 for a powerful hour. But all that want to do is talk power for hours. And if you think back to any of the 50 tracks we've heard, he definitely just wants to talk about power for hours and stuff. He's not really down to beat it up. So you get like the sense of like Nicki was trying to get him there. And he's like, no, let's talk some business and let's make some money.
He's like, yo.
She's like, I just want to fuck a rapper here.
He's like, hey.
And then like, but beat the pussy up. Make sure it's a KO. Step your Banks up like you're moving that yayo. Get it? Because whatever. Banks is another one of his dudes, whatever.
Lloyd Banks.
And he's pushing yayo in his rhymes all the time.
Yep.
I heard and so I just kind of took some of the more favorite ones. I thought, like, I heard she think I'm trying to give the coochie to Quavo. They always want to beat it up, goon up the pussy. Man, maybe I should let him auto-tune up the pussy, which I thought is funny,
Cardi.
Because he's kind of also, whatever, poking fun at just, Quavo's auto-tune reliance. So it's like, if that's what I got to do, at least, it's just fucking funny to me. All these Bow Wow challenge, ragging and shit. Man, these Fetty Wap straight eyeing my shit because he's got like one eye. It's fucking hilarious.
The Bow Wow thing is funny because Bow Wow got in trouble for posting himself on, I'm on my private jet, and some chick 3 fucking seats behind her is like, no, you're not.
And then Drake worth 100 mil, always buying my shit, but I don't know if the pussy wet, if he crying and shit. And then that was hilarious because Drake's the type of, and then you just picture him trying to like go down on her, and she can't. Am I wet or is that Drake's tears? And that was the funniest shit I heard. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. This song is hilarious.
Oh, it's jokes.
And then Meek's still in my DMs. I'd be happy to duck them. That's just perfect. Bringing their names up right next to each other, etc. And then she goes on some lines about fucking
savage.
Or used to fuck with Young Thug and addressing this shit. Caught him in my dressing room stealing dresses and shit. I used to get this with a list testers and shit. How you want the pussy cancer your ether than fit. I just like, it's mean. It's kind of savage. It's kind of honest. It's kind of a criticism of both these different rappers. And if you really look at it from a position, she's basically taking shots at all these dudes. For the most part, she does hit up Young Ma and a couple others, but like she's coming at this from a position of like a queen who's just taking shots. Like, I have the pick of whatever I want, and this is why I couldn't.
She was making fun of her gestures.
Yeah. Like, I remember when I used to have a crush on Special Ed. Shout out Designer, because he made it out of Special Ed. You want to fuck me, you got to give me some special head, because this pussy had these on some special meds. And then, like, Mike Tyson, he was biting my shit. It's just so fucking like.
Sorry, Holyfield.
I do happen to like Mike Tyson Mysteries. It's a great show. So
really?
So
yeah,
bad.
it's so good. I really enjoy it.
We should have a first 4 or more on that.
Maybe.
If I get past 4 episodes.
It's fucking great. But had to cancel DJ Khaled, boy, we ain't speaking. Ain't no fat telling me he had eaten. Why's YG in the game with the hammer yelling gang,
Are
gang?
they beefing? Are they beefing? Because I didn't see any beef. So it's specifically because he don't
in the
eat.
radio show, she specifically gave love to Khaled and said it was a joke and blah, blah, blah. It's specifically because he said he wouldn't eat pussy on Breakfast Club or whatever. So,
yeah, I remember that.
And ain't no fat telling me that what he ain't eating. So she's kind of poking fun at him. Then YG in the game with the hammer yelling gang, gang. This ain't what I meant when I said a gang bang. And that's hilarious too, because they're so fucking hard. West Coast shit, blah, blah, hammers. And she's just like, I just wanted the Eiffel Tower, guys. I didn't want the guns and shit.
The Eiffel Tower. I didn't want to.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to run a lick.
Like, that's what I'd say it. I don't know. I don't got the bars. I'm popping. I'm uninvited. Just lick on the clitoris. Don't fucking bite it. I ride this in the circle. I turn Steven into Urkel. I go around and around like in slow motion.
It's like I would not want Nicki to yell at me during that. Like,
no, I would not want Nicki to yell at me.
That is how I
ever.
felt when she was like,
She's
"Don't bite it. Like, just lick it. Don't bite it." I was like, okay.
You know, I had a couple of guys that bit that shit, and it hurt, and she did not enjoy that. But either way, like, it's so powerful. It's so strong. It's so sexualized, but again, not in like this demeaning way. In this just the first part of this track is hilarious. B, the flip up is like, damn, that woman knows what the fuck is up.
I like the fact that she pays ode to Biggie to it, and that
4.75 on 5.
Thank you.
That is a fucking great. I'm gonna talk as much as I damn well gonna talk, Jay.
I don't care if you talk. I'm just saying thank you.
That's what my grade is. Go on, Chris. or Jay, whoever wants to talk now.
No, dude, you covered the entire track in terms of bars. That's what the song is. I
There were
like
some
how
extra bars.
she's poking fun. I like when she told Eminem that he had to buy the Barbie Playhouse if he wanted to get to Smash.
Hulk smash.
Because Nicki's not down to do it in a trailer park. So it's like I like that she can play fun with the other rappers, and nobody's really gonna take it to heart. Nobody's gonna really take offense to it.
Hope so.
Hopefully, next to one of them is like dissing her on some next.
Pleased.
Young Thug on Twitter is not happy. But yo, fam, you decide to wear the dresses. Just that's you.
Didn't even know he wore dresses.
Yeah, that's his
nobody
thing.
cares.
But he doesn't believe in genders.
Nobody
that's what
cares.
I learned from him. He doesn't
not- it's
believe
just-
in
it's
the whole
fine.
thing. We'll do a Young Thug album and talk about it.
Probably not going to happen. Go on.
Overall, I do like how she flips it up on the third verse and really kind of sets back into the boss mode, into the, like, just to make clear. I'm pretty sure she mentioned something about, I have it, I don't know if it's this track, but the scholars.
Yep.
Right. So she's about the dollars and the scholars. Like, she's really giving.
Paid out a bunch of scholarships to kids who can maintain a 4.0 GPA, and she's trying to, like, encourage education and put forth these types of charities and shit. So it's like a legit thing. She literally invests in scholars.
Her next thing will probably open up a school.
Absolutely.
That would hopefully be cool.
That's
It's not a terrible thing.
I gave this track a 4.5.
I like that.
Like, overall, I think it was really, it shows
It's
her
hilarious.
respect. It shows her connection to hip hop. It shows that she can play with the best of them, and she's well respected by these people. Like,
We're talking about kings, right? At times, the times we were talking about that.
well, she
Yes.
mentioned.
No, but I'm talking us right now. We were talking
Yes.
about king statuses and stuff
Yes,
before.
yes.
To me, anybody who touches Biggie right away is in a negative for me
Right.
because I love him. That's who I grew up with. I will
that's
listen to
fair.
him all
Right.
the time. And then she turns it, and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute. I'm hating myself at this point.
Right?
I'm enjoying this. I'm like, you
Because
dirty.
she sounds like his flow on this.
Okay, let's just...
no, but the way
I would
the
like
way
to...
she owned it. No,
I want to just bring it up for 2 seconds. Given the whole she's a Lil Kim clone
No, she's not. She's
controversy,
better.
I don't agree with that. I'm not,
She's way better.
My opinion is I do enjoy Nicki Minaj. It's more like a polished Lil Kim, is my opinion on that.
Okay,
But
fine.
there is enough of a similarity that I feel like it's... I could see how this might rub some people the wrong way, but I'm just not caught up in that drama.
Little
so.
Kim, I can't even no, because Little Kim had no like relevancy. If Biggie wasn't alive, she wouldn't be
Nah,
here. And
'cause
that's
if
my
you,
opinion.
that's fine, but like when you do listen to that first Lil Kim album, it does have that Biggie flow a few times, so it isn't necessary.
So she's riding on coattails. Yeah, I'm saying these
but
are
you
things
can-
I'm saying.
Sure. I'm not like trying to. I just wanted to bring it up for the sake of bringing it up, just to say that like I'm aware of those comparisons.
All right, fair enough.
Without like saying, but I do feel that the way she modernized the song is really clever and really intelligent. But go on.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So I gotta say, like, she completely owned it. She didn't like. She even might have done a better job than Biggie on this beat, and that
I don't wanna
scared
go
me.
that far.
To me, that's the sad part. But then again, it's been years since I've heard Biggie rap. Like, obviously, he's gone. Rest
So
in peace.
I feel like
I
just to
love this
counter that,
album.
this song might be like a little bit dated in a few years when a lot of these people aren't maybe so relevant.
Every song is dated, though.
Not true.
It is because it's just going to be a song and then it's going to get dated.
No,
At
no,
that
but
point,
what I
the
mean
no-
by dated is these specific people she mentions are only interesting as long as they are relevant, and then over time, like look at Square Dance by Eminem. Unfortunately, a lot of the cultural references towards Bush and stuff, it's dated because it's so specific to a time period that's no longer relevant. As a result, the datedness of like I say, even the other two songs we've heard, those have a lot more longevity in terms
no,
of
I find
datedness
this
than
one,
this one.
I don't know. I think I would listen to this song and like the most.
We'd
out of
love
them
to
all.
hear your thoughts on the datedness. Do you think that this type of track is a wise move in terms of longevity? Or do you think that in a few years you're going to come back to this and be like, yeah, it's good, but those people I don't care about anymore?
I give this one a 5.
Oh, nice. I'm
I
cool
love
with that.
this one.
I give it a 4.75 because like, it's just that, like, I don't see myself really loving it as much as the last one. I feel like it's a little worse in my opinion, but it's
Fair
a
enough.
great song for what
But
it
this
is.
is the highest rating one you gave out of the beginning too.
Well, I gave Majesty
he
a
gave a
5,
five.
and
Oh, you
this
did?
I give
Oh,
a
wow.
4.75. So they're really close, but you know what? Let's just have some fucking rich sex.
He only fucking on a rich dick. I come in her face and tell her now you looking rich,
Rich sex.
Chun-Li shows up for this track, and
Yeah,
I
I
know
felt the
that,
same way.
and I heard him, and I was like, cool. I'm feeling more on. I like Lil Wayne more since the Dedication 6 albums we heard, and we reviewed the Carter. So we got a little more Wayne in my life. I was open to that, and it's cool because apparently his court case shit's now settled. He's going to be releasing the Carter 5, which we will most definitely be reviewing this
Yeah,
year.
no choice.
And now he can finally like show up on albums and stuff again, which I thought was really cool. So Chris, what did you think of this track?
I don't know how I feel about Wayne on this track. Wayne did the Wayne thing. Okay, so this is Rich Sex, and Nicki and Wayne are basically talking about the pleasures of having sex when you have money, and if you're not fucking with rich people, then it's really not worth it, for what I understand.
Okay.
I kind of get that. What I like about this song is that what I feel Nicki's trying to do is trying to empower women in terms of like, know your worth. Know, like, if your pussy a Benz truck, don't let him fuck if he ain't worth it. Or that's something along the lines of that. But I feel like I'm taking that in a way where she's like, if you know you're worth something, don't be letting people who are worth less than you, hit that or trying to come at you. You should be fucking with people that are the worth is you, or like however status you kind of figure yourself at, right? I like how she's staying consistent with the boss attitude, and she's there, and she's keeping it going. And then we get to Wayne.
It was good.
And for me, Wayne did the whole Wayne thing. She wants to fuck a rich guy. I'm the rich guy she's gonna fuck. This is what we do. Can we bring your friend? I like women in too. Okay, we're done now. And then the verse is over. Like, it wasn't really much for me. I guess I enjoyed the mumbling, sort of, kind of. I think it was cool in terms of like sound and how like when you're just kind of aimlessly listening to it, it's like, oh, okay, this ain't so bad. But when I was really like paying attention to it, I was like, this kind of annoys the crap out of me that you're kind of mumbling like that, and it's not like the same auto tune you used to kind of use a little bit. Anyway. Overall, I don't really think it's okay, but it's not the greatest thing. I gave it a 3.9.
Sure. And
Well,
Jay?
I'm gonna jump on this. The problem with this song for me was like it was foolish. I enjoy like Anaconda was stupid funny, and I liked it. It was like, okay, I can I'll have this in my playlist, but I'm gonna hide it in the deep down in the basement and not make many people see me listen to this. One of those embarrassing songs, like when I'm in my car and I'm playing Aqua. Like I'm going down on that hard, and then this is just like, why am I listening to this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do this podcast, which I love, and then I'm like, okay, like can I push next? And I had to listen to this 3 times, and
Good Jay.
What?
I say good Jay.
You're welcome. And like it's to the point where it's like pulling like a toenail off, and then Lil Wayne comes, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose my foot from diabetes. Because I can't stand him sometimes, and like, yeah, he mumbles. I'm like, okay, you've been doing this for 20 years. Let's see something new. And then Chris, you brought a good point. He tried with a new auto tune. Like, how about you come up with some better lines?
Well,
I'm fed up with the one-liners.
I don't know, man.
It's okay. You don't have to know. I know.
Thing,
Yes, it is his thing. But you've
what
been
he
gone.
does.
You've been like, I'm just. You know what? Let's thank Nicki. The showing that he's still alive.
Well, to be fair, he released 2 fucking projects 6 months ago, and he has an album coming out this year. He has not stopped releasing music. He just hasn't been legally allowed to release an album for like 4 years.
You're 100% right. Fine. Okay.
So his
Now
fans
here,
know he's alive. He did a skate video last year that was pretty cool.
Did he?
Yeah.
there you go. See, that's the thing.
Well, you have to pay
when he was
attention to him.
that's it. I didn't have to at one point in my life. Lil Wayne was Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was God at one point in rap career.
And he had legal issues.
And then it was before that because he finally took a break, right?
Well, he went to jail.
Just drop all the facts, right? I'm just kidding. I like you.
Yeah.
No, but he did okay, wait a minute. You're in jail. You know how many rappers release music in jail?
He did.
Dude, just give up the cup.
No, I can't
I don't
give
know
it.
where you're going with
No,
this.
because like his relevancy is not as good as
I
what
don't
it was.
agree with that.
I do,
statement at
because,
all.
like,
I don't think he's as relevant to maybe the older folk, but to say that Lil Wayne isn't relevant is a big statement that I don't think anyone can
I just don't
justify empirically.
see he
I can
is
see
as
that.
popular everywhere where he was. I don't enjoy
and again,
his
I
music.
think that has everything to do with the fact that he hasn't been legally allowed to promote himself in the kinds of ways that he was as of
okay.
2014.
That is fair. You gave me some
So,
knowledge there. I'll
at that
accept
point, I would say that if in 2 years he's completely irrelevant, your argument is 100% valid. But if he is about to
2
drop
years.
the
You're
Carter,
counting down the date today.
no, but like if he is about to drop the Carter 5, that would be like.
But that's the
move.
thing. The Carter 5 is gonna bring him back, and the reason being is just because we're gonna be like, it's been 4 years
That
since
was
something
kind
big.
of like the whole point. It was he was supposed to drop that album. Hell, the Carter 6 might already be recorded for all we know because he's that kind of guy.
Next
He
thing you know,
literally
he
works
drops
like
5,
every
6,
day
and
and shit.
7 all in the same
You know,
year.
like he's like that kind of artist. But now he's free to legally just release his music and
the
shit.
problem is like
Either way.
he's just so foolish. He's like, eventually he's gonna come up with a rhyme for like the wheels on the bus go round
And
and
that
round.
would be fun. He'd manage to do it in a way where people would be like, "That's Wheezy."
Oh God.
There's an artist
I
that
gave
took
it a-
that melody and made it dope.
I
Oh my
want to
gosh.
punch that guy in the knee. I gave this a 2 on 5.
Okay, we'll just move on.
just
So
had a cardiac
I kind of really like Nicki's verse because like the point she's trying to make is there's more to life than sex, right? And
Yes.
so when she's talking like rich sex, the point she's trying to make, like, oh, I'm in a quarter. Like I know what these like, and it ain't my charm. I ain't stupid. There's $250 on my arm. I like money more than dick. That's a fact. You think pussy's everything? Well, let's have a chat. So she's trying to like instantly point out like the people I mess with because they recognize how expensive my shit is and that I have money and we already speaking on like a different language and shit, right? And so they're not like she likes sex obviously, but it's definitely not her main priority in life where money is clearly that. You know, like
She's very materialistic. That's for
which
sure.
is fair. Like because I mean I don't judge that. That's kind of who she is. She's
really fine.
extremely materialistic. That is her measure of value in life, you know. And then I'm gonna help him fuck the check up. I'm gonna run the business. If you're gonna get a pop in, put me on your wish list, hit list. Now he's sending gifts like it's Christmas. He said, "Hey baby, we ballin'." I say, "Swish swish." Got him calling nonstop because you don't want to miss this. I said, "Don't panic, keep faith." Biggs bitch, which I thought was a good line because he references Faith Hill. But you get the sense that like what she's putting on the table is isn't it Faith Hill?
Evans.
Yeah, Faith Evans, whatever.
Lauren Hill is who you're thinking of.
No, I was thinking Faith Hill's a country singer. Very different. Anyway, my bad. So we
out to
just
John
have
Cash.
her kind of like putting out like this idea where she's gonna be the type of woman that if you're with, I mean, you should want, that's going to flip some shit. And if you got a milli, she'll make it 5. She'll help you get there. And that's what's the priority. Let's grind. And then whatever, sex is on the secondary. And then Wayne does the Wayne thing. I do think that's a good way. Like Lil Mama said she only fucking on a rich dick. I come in her face and tell her, now you looking rich, bitch. I don't care what you say. That's a funny line. I mean, it's rude and inappropriate and shit, but it's kind of funny, right? Because like, well, no, it's more like the Wheezy line. Because Weezy been saying this shit since forever.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking back to when Kanye was like, "Get on your knees and prepare for the offering," as he's like some fucking legendary god.
And everyone's been making lines like that, dude. But anyway, facts. All my bitches have no limits. Fucked her in a helicopter. Now she's screaming, "Sky's the limit." I mean, Wayne does not give anything profound, and I give this a 4. So it's not like I'm saying this is my favorite song, but I do think it's a good song. I think that Wayne has a charm to him where, like, the people who dig what he does are gonna fucking love this.
Right.
And everyone who's been hating on Wayne, as far as his voice, I was fine. I feel like there was a lack of excessive auto-tune. I feel like it was a good choice for him. Okay. I feel like they flowed together. Like, if he had been overly Wayne-y, it wouldn't have worked on this song. The beat's nice or whatever. It's adequate. It's a 4 on 5. It's what it is, man. Let's talk about what? No, Hard White. Hard White is next.
Be in the bando, or would you rather move with than Pablo?
How do you feel about Hard White?
I actually enjoyed it. I like it came back to like a hard flow because I found like the last song was ridiculous for mine.
Okay.
And like I enjoyed it. Like she's just, it's nice to see a girl rapper. I really enjoy her and like Young Ma right now. Because it's like I'm fed up with these like it's the same shit and it's like party music and this is not party. This is something like I'm in a bad mood. I could put this on and just listen, and bounce my head. I can see like it's a workout song too.
Cool.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How many female rappers are you like referring to though? Because
I'll be very honest, so everybody knows I'm more on the pop side, like popularity.
So pop
And
music.
That's it. Like I'm more on popular. I'm not
But
gonna
that's-
go search up. But also you got to remember, I've been brought up in like Canada. So another thing is I've noticed here because I go to the States a lot now because my parents have their Florida stuff, and when you get into Florida and everywhere, you hear everybody. Over here, we're so like shut down on the radio.
no, I understand. But what I'm asking is
So
like.
if there's people out there that are way harder, way better, please send it my way. So educate me. And that's what I'm trying to do with the comments. Everybody who listens to rap, educate me. Show me old from the
Yeah,
80s,
all of
90s.
that
Yo,
stuff.
send me Queen Latifah if you want. If she has a great track, send it to me.
Cool.
Because I'm not going to come here and pretend like I'm a rapper. I'm a guy who's
right.
like an everyday person who listens to the radio. I'm at work, it's blasting the radio.
No, I'm not. Look, I'm not coming at you.
No, I know
attacking
that.
nothing. I'm just
No, no.
saying, like, because you made.
What is your question?
No, that was my question. Like, what?
Awesome.
Like,
So
how many?
do you feel about this song?
What was your question, Chris? Go on.
I
please.
was literally just saying, like, how many female rappers do
All
you
right,
know?
we have
to, like,
established
put
this
a
point
in that?
in this point of the podcast.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Holden. I gave this song a 4.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, Chris, how do you feel about this song?
It's okay. It's. I don't have much. I'll be honest. I don't have much to say about this. She goes hard. She's boss-like. She's consistent. It's more metaphors on how she's kicking other people out of the game, and she's doing what she's got to do to keep it on the top point. What I do like is how at one point she's kind of she shouts out Prodigy, rest in peace. But I do like how she plays on when she goes like, I'm a prodigy, R.I.P. dun dun. Got these bitches shook, they shock, no stun gun. And it's like playing on the whole shook ones from
Yep.
their album, and that was pretty cool. Again, it really shows like Nicki actually gives a shit about the culture, actually gives a shit about who was before her, and
And
who,
it's New York love.
absolutely,
which is important.
absolutely. I like how she addresses some beef. There's allegedly some type of like shots going at Cardi on this in some way.
So
I don't
it's allegedly. Which
Right,
means
I
we
don't-
know.
right,
But,
but,
like-
there was from what I understand, she was kind of I feel like she is addressing some beef because there was a like this whole battle with one of her employees who got like who kind of talked shit. Like somebody
So
talked
what
shit on
lyrics
Twitter.
made you feel this way?
I didn't quote the lyrics because
So then why? What do you?
Well, there's one
Because
thing
it
I did
was-
notice. She did like that little animal sound like Cardi does at the end, like. "Arr!"
Okay,
And
see,
she died.
that's a fair point to bring up the Cardi B beef.
Because like, and if you notice, a lot of people are trying to do those
'Cause
stupid
otherwise-
sounds now.
You're
in
just
that context,
speculating.
I'm gonna say that Nicki's been making sounds before Cardi was a thing.
Okay,
No, but there's a
Like-
big
But
difference from like.
I guess what
And
I'm
then,
saying.
Nicki's been making
Okay,
raw
Chris,
sounds
Chris,
for like
you
whatever.
evidently are not educated on this beef enough to comment
No,
on it.
I'm just saying that for me, this song.
Because if you were gonna make a comment, you would say,
go.
I ain't never played a hoe position. I ain't never had to strip to get the pole position. Hoes is dissing or kitties, hoes is wishing. You probably no position to come for O's position. I ain't moving weight, but I'm in a dope position. See, you could quote that line and then say that's about Cardi B. If you wanted to bring up the Cardi
I'm
B
not
beef.
bringing up Cardi B. I
did
said
bring
there's
her up.
I know I said allegedly. I wasn't actually
So
making
that's
my
you-
point.
but that's
My
you
point
bringing
was
her
she addressed beef.
Well, thank you.
That was cool.
She
the
didn't
song
address
was
the
cool.
beef.
It was
You brought
4-on-5
up
for
the
me.
Oh,
beef.
maybe she didn't.
She
Her way.
didn't bring up the beef. She just kind of rapped a bunch of shit. I think she was trying to establish that most female rappers have to do this sex thing. If anything, I could see how it's even shots at Lil Kim, who had to do this sex thing or whatever. I think it's open. I think she's pointing out that she is the female who didn't have to do these things. She also didn't have to sell drugs and stuff. I think by kind of
Oh, but she
limiting
did
it to
alter
Cardi
her
B,
body.
it's about that.
To a big point to get a certain way, because if you look at pictures from before and how she looks now, she is selling a sex thing. At the end of the day, she's using her body in the proper way. She's not making anything on the pole, whatever. Fine, okay, on. But you at the end
That's
look
her
at
point.
but look at the album cover right there. Sex does sell, and you know what? Work it, girl. So
I'm
what did you
not-
give this?
I give it a 4.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna
And now hold and make all your points.
credit what the.
No, I'm just trying to say when you bring up the beef, have
Oh,
specifics.
right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Otherwise, it's just TMZ slander. No, but they actually have specifics. They're not slander. They research their shit. It's more like Daily Mail bullshit. They're like
Montreal
tabloids.
blog.
Like, yeah, don't be like MTL blog. They're bad people.
Bars.
Anyway, I do like this track, and I kind of feel like this is in the same vein as Rich Sheck's in terms of quality. It's more like I get the feeling that on this album, what Nicki's trying to do is prove she can do a lot of different things,
Right.
and she's trying to be a lot of different things, which means I'm not gonna like everything, and that's just the way it's gonna be.
So what did you give this one?
Well, I gave it a 4 because there are some clever lines and some interesting stuff, but in general, the song doesn't it isn't a beat I'm particularly into. The flows are not my
Crisp.
favorite styles, but either way, I like when she's like, now I'm getting it out the way, straight up, whatever. I ain't coming through unless the bag's straight. I used to work hard just to get half back. She's kind of showing that, like, when she started out in life and she made a lot of poor decisions, a lot of poor mistakes and whatnot. And now she's not even going to bother to even have a conversation unless everything is straightened out, corrected, and tightened up. Like, she's applying that wisdom of her situation, which I think is cool because it kind of comes out like a trap song, but she ends up not saying a lot of the things. Like, she shares some of the things, like when she mentions Hermes, which is the greatest fashion brand because their logo is a fat H, which is awesome. But Vintage Hermes by Jean-Paul Gaultier Lagerfeld customized my gold chair. I run the point, you bitches just go cheer. Look at my knockoffs. I told them knock it off. Anything that Nicki do, you know they knock it off. Pull my crown on again, I'ma knock it off. Anything with Nicki on it, they gonna pocket off. Profit, and she's kind of pointing out that, like, she kind of creates these trends, these things, these ideas. She actually establishes avenues, lanes, and everything. So whatever Nicki does, other people are going to come through and have a situation with and follow it over. She is really, like, establishing herself as queen, I think, on this song. And then to point out that she's done it without selling sex directly. I mean, I don't disagree with you. Some of her music videos are quite something. And so... But, like, I don't know how to comment on the body stuff either. I mean, I don't know. I know that she feels a certain way now, and maybe when she was younger, she felt this different way. I just don't know enough about the situation. I know that I respect what she's trying to be today, and I respect the fact that she's trying to point out that you can do it all on the scale, on the merit of who you are. But still...
One last comment before we put this...
that's cool. I gave it a 4.
You said that before.
I don't remember saying that.
It's all right. Oh, I just wanted to say one last comment before we put this to bed.
Oh, clever.
Hey, waiting for you, strawberries, lingerie. You told me you want.
All right, Chris, how do you feel about Nicki Minaj's bed? Do you feel that this is about the beef with Cardi B?
Oh, this is a comfy bed.
I'm kidding. Talk to us,
It's a very
Chris.
comfy bed.
Okay, he's just laughing.
The song's a 4.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It is the Nicki, Ariana Grande
Radio song.
That is fair.
There is... I don't have anything to say because
Perfect.
that's
How do you
what
feel,
it
Jay?
is.
Jay, how do you feel?
So now being the pop guy, this is
Yeah,
the
man.
perfect pop song. It's like you got her with a little
so
rappy.
teach me.
I can't teach you on this. This is just
you
like
have
the.
you have to listen.
Oh wow, I appreciate your comments, Chris. Jesus. Fuck. So if you think
I
about,
miss Jay. Okay.
Okay,
I
let's
just
move
wanna
along.
say-
let's move along.
It's going to be really long if we don't.
It's hot in here. We're not taking off all our clothes.
Okay, go on, Jay.
Okay. Next time I'll wear no cutoff sleeves too.
Okay, go on, Jay.
I'm sorry. So yeah, back to the song. You can tell this is gonna be a pop. You got as soon as you got Ariana Grande on it, it's like, okay, you know this is gonna be on the top 100. We're not gonna know what time or where it's gonna be placed yet, but we'll find it. But overall, it's like it's a typical song. Like it's like very light. You know, she comes in, she does her rap thing, and then Ariana Grande with her singing thing, and then she's gonna go run off and get married to some guy in 3 months, and she's gonna be happy. So that was fun. Overall, I gave it a 3.5. You can't really go further. Like I completely agree with you. There's just those songs where it's just like you know what it is. Like who cares about this? At the end of the day, this has no impact on anything.
Right.
I think it's an airy pop single, man. It's exactly what it's supposed to be, but it also is a bit of expressing a certain degree of emotion. First of all, I don't think that men are the primary target of this song lyrically. Like, she's got a bed with your name on it, you know, got a kiss with your name on it. Typically in this podcast, that's not usually the style of lyrics that get us riled up. But Bonnie, as an example, or the ladies who have come through, tend to react differently to these tracks. So, I mean, it's Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj. But at the same time, I like how they sound together. That, like, Bang Bang track is fucking fire. And a couple other collabs I've heard are great. So I was pretty excited for this. I'd never heard it before today. I know it's been out for a fucking minute. $1,000 sheets, you know, waiting on you with some $1,000 sheets. I got Carter 3 on repeat. back shots to the beat of A Milli on you. I wanted to draw attention to that. So she's bouncing on it from the back door to the beat of A Milli.
Back shots, I'm pretty sure she's bent over. And
It's apparently backdoor stuff. Apparently.
Well, she got a big ass, so why not?
And so, like, either way, to the A Milli beat, that's some active stuff going on. And so she's kind of putting in perspective.
It clarifies so much how she's all about money, though, when you have a milli.
That's the point, though.
That's what gets her off.
No, but, like, seriously, got me acting like you got a milli on you, because this is kind of what's motivating her almost, like, a little bit, like, because it's rich sex and stuff.
Right.
And then you say I'm the GOAT. Yeah, the Billy on you. That's fucking amazing. So if you really think I'm the best because I can do all these crazy things, well, the Billy, like a GOAT, is on you. That's clever, because, like, if you think about, like, the last time we talked about Nicki, a lot of it...
Billionaire. I didn't even think of that.
Billy as in the bill.
No, I know.
And
but
Billy
like,
the GOAT.
But Billy, like...
It's that...
I'm even one up you because I got a Billy
so
on
it's a
you.
triple entendre.
And isn't it also a relation to Billie Jean and all that as well? Like, I'm the Billy...
Why would it be that?
I'm the Billy Goat. Because she goes, I'm the Billy Goat.
You say I'm the GOAT. Yeah, the Billy on you. So, honestly, I mean, maybe.
Then it's not this one.
This is the one I'm talking about. So I do think that it's mostly about the fact that the bill, like as in the literal, like the restaurant bill or whatever, is on you because you got a milli, because blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's fucking clever. I could make all your dreams come true. Want to fall through, then you better come through. Then Ariana's like, don't make me wait all night, and then sings the chorus again. You know, strawberry lingerie, waiting around you with strawberries lingerie, and whatever. And then, he's starting 5. He get to City Live. Scared they're doing 50 and a 55. I'm trying to clap them like somebody give me 5. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, right? Because that's what a give me 5 is. It's really just a clap and whatnot. And she just kind of comes in with like these really fun, kind of sweet, like ride or die, almost sexual lyrics in a degree. Like she's very open about it. But it's really about creating like this experience. Like she's just trying to have these connections. Like, yeah, this is some normal shit that I want in my life. And I want you all to like hear about it so that everyone else out there can connect to that shit. And I really respect that. Plus, as Jay said, this is a flawless fucking pop song. I might not be the right demographic for this pop song, but I still gave it a 4.25. It's a really enjoyable fucking experience. Anyway, Chris.
I thought I knew you.
Yeah.
I knew you. I guess I didn't.
Chris, how do you feel about Thought I Knew You featuring The Weeknd? Because I fucking love The Weeknd, and he can say anything, and his voice is beautiful to me.
Yep.
Go on,
Did you
Chris.
say that about like another rapper? Isn't it like
there's a
somebody
few
like
people I feel.
Wu-Tang? Is it
Raekwon.
Ghostface? No, it's Ghostface or Method.
No, Method Man. Method Man can say fucking anything. I was fucking.
Method Man can say nonsense, and I love it.
The
Okay.
Weeknd sings it, and it's like it's a different type of love
It's a
it.
beautiful melody.
I didn't actually like this song.
How come?
First thing, I think it's a follow up to the last song.
Okay.
In terms of like how I understand the message, like in terms of the whole I miss you, I need you here in my bed type thing on the last track in the bed, and then now it's like I
So,
thought I knew you.
Before Nicki has said that somebody saw they were written at very different periods.
I know
scattered
I know that they're all written. I'm just saying, like in terms of how like the album is going, in terms of the vibe, like the placement, I feel like you're coming off of wanting someone in bed, and now you're on this like kind of song where you're like I thought I knew you. I feel like okay, there might be a just how I'm interpreting it.
Sure.
Right. But I don't know. It didn't have that energy to it. It felt like it was just lacking this kind of craziness I like from Nicki a little bit. Even the last song had a little bit more of like a bounciness to it, like a good vibe. This one for me just felt like me and The Weeknd fucked up. We thought we knew this person, and we're just kind of sitting here crying about it. Not like crying, but like in a bad way. Just like this is what we're doing.
Like that's kind of the point. Right? Like allegedly, The Weeknd's part's kind of after like Selena dumped him and ran back to Justin and shit. So it kind of expresses like even that's maybe how long ago it was written. But like,
right.
But like, I mean, remember earlier when I was like, she's trying to do a lot of different things on this album.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like I like this vibe more than the last one. Like, this is more of that jaded, dark vibe that I can relate to a hell of a lot more than the poppy summer vibe, let's say, of Bed.
Weeknd, I guess just
Like-
to Jay's point, I guess it's just because I listen to specific Weeknd songs that make me feel a certain way, and it's not like the entire. There's some songs from the Weeknd that I don't even feel like he's crying. Like Low Life doesn't make me feel like he's crying or whatnot.
I don't know what your point is.
Because Jay was like, it's the Weeknd.
Yeah, because this
So like, I'm gonna go jump in here now.
Like just throw it out there, just if I may, most of the Weeknd's later pop stuff has been dark and
Yes.
somber sounding.
That's exactly it.
I mean, I would say, how much of the Weeknd do you listen to?
That's why
recent Weeknd.
That's why I said it's specific Weeknd songs that I listen
So
to.
then-
So that's why I'm not going to comment on that. That's why I verified that it could just be that I don't know because of selected songs that I listen to.
What did you give this?
Huh?
Yeah.
What did you give this?
I gave this song a 3.5 on 5.
I respect
All
that.
right.
Now I'm going to jump in and give you my point. The reason why I say this is a Weeknd song is because I really felt like she wrote this for him to be on this song.
A little bit. I can
And
see that.
because of that, she tries to go with his flow and make the song like really sync it together. And she kind of gives up her hardness and her boss flow for him. And it kind of, I'm not saying he's overpowering her. He's
Right,
not.
right.
It's just he has a specific type of flow right now, and she wanted to bank in because he's super popular right now in the last 4
course.
years. So why
Yeah.
not make a song and say, hey, we can make money together. Let's do this.
But
And-
I think it's a little less make money. I feel like she's just like, I like that sound. I want to make a song like that. And then
Okay.
she just fucking did.
That's a really good. That's a really good counter. I really like that. Another
Because,
thing is, this is
like, I
another
just-
song I could see being on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
That as soon as you bring in like, I'm not taking a shot at the Weeknd here, but the Weeknd has become pop.
Right.
He is not the Weeknd back in the
I
day.
don't know him as anything other than pop, to be honest.
That's perfectly fine. His first few songs weren't like that.
Okay.
And like he wasn't on the radio. Like I saw him, he was out of control. That hair, like I'm like, whoa, this guy's different. And then okay, Starboy, okay, all those songs came out. It's like there's a song with Juicy J that became like I would have to show you the video where he gets shot in the back of the head. He's dead.
Right.
And like that song is like, oh damn, that's a Juicy J track. Who's this guy? That's my first experience with him.
Okay.
And it's like a hard song with him. I'm like, yo, this guy's beast. Then you start listening to him. It's like, okay, like I guess he's been broken up a couple of times, but I respect him because you know what his name's about, right? You know his story fast.
The Weeknd?
No, I
He
don't.
left home on the weekend and never came back because he's like, I'm gonna make it.
That's cool.
That's beast.
That
Still,
that'd be interesting.
So I give this a 4. Now hold on, you go and drop some knowledge on us with your lyrics.
I mean, like there's not that many lyrics to this song, which it's no, but like it's an energy song, right? Like it's creating a vibe. So if you wanted to make the connection, fine. With Bed, she has this excitement side of love. Here she has the other end of it. Like we
ugly
know
side?
she's a little bit heartbroken. We know she's feeling a certain way. We know she's had some breakups in her life. So this is just like a track for when you're smashed, your heart's like fucked up,
After
and
you
like
get smashed and it's disappointing.
or no, but it's more like after you've trusted somebody and it turns out that things aren't the way that you were thinking.
Right.
And specifically, I thought I knew you, but it's different. Like there's not like that much. Like misconstrued your love, you confused my love, you given up on love, not to lose my love. Yeah, there's not a lot to really comment there. It's pretty fucking straightforward, but they kind of repeat each other. They do each other's parts, and it's I think trying to unify, and like men and women kind of go through the same type of shit. It's about this like connection of like
Like we are equal in a sense.
We are.
no,
equal.
like not about
100%.
equality, but more just everyone goes through this. It doesn't matter who you are, like all of us can relate to this, and by using. Maybe it's inequality is the word, but I feel like it's just more about connecting and just making everyone relate by having both artists of the different gender.
It's like
say
if you
they're
cut me, we
same
both
thing.
will bleed.
But tell me why you let me. I do like when the Weeknd's like, tell me why you let me come inside for real. Never mind, you never mind for real. Hit my line, I'm a hit decline for real. I ain't trying for a second time for real.
My
I
Selena.
think I may have misinterpreted that. I took that so literally.
And but I think it is literal.
a
I think
shot.
it's literally like he took a shot inside of her. Why'd you let
Okay,
me be
no,
that?
but that- I-
But like,
I-
why-
I took it the
but
other
it's
way.
also like you could come inside my house. Like, why'd you let me into your heart? All of these things simultaneously.
Right, okay.
Why'd you let me have that level of intimacy with you if you were never really mine? Why'd you use me like that?
Yeah,
Why'd
because it
you-
was.
and
That
then-
breakup was nasty because she was with him during the whole. He stayed with her during the whole lupus thing.
Sure. I don't know anything
oh
about
yeah,
that.
Selena.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that broke my heart.
But
Not at all.
I love that. Girl.
Anyway, honestly
What
though,
parts of her?
but anyway, then there's like the actual like point where like honestly, I think this shit excites you. You love drama, it excites you. I liked you. I don't think I'm talking to the right you. I'm like, it's just kind of showing the way that some of these people are a bit duplicitous, and you get to know a certain version of them, but then you find out that they're really kind of like this. And, you know, you broke my heart, and now ever since, I just want to see them dead presidents. And I think at the end of this, Nicki's kind of laying down a bit of a mission statement to be consistent with where she's at. She's had too many people fuck around with her emotional state, too many people use her, etc., throw whatever. I don't know enough of her dating history. I know Drake's creepy as fuck about it, but I do feel that
Drake wants it.
Yeah, it's creepy. But I do feel like she's putting down here that she's letting you know our focus. I'm going to make that money. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah. I got us a 4.3. I thought it was a really great song. I thought it had a very different energy than Bed, but it was one that I much preferred. Anyway, you can run and hide, Chris. All right, Jay, are you being goofy or are you bringing passion to the table? What you doing?
I am going to be shitting on this part.
Okay.
And the reason being is I really wanted to run and hide myself. I hated this song. It was so boring for me. Like, I get that there's more to her music, but at points, if like I'm a simple person, if you don't snag me right away, you know, because we're doing this, you know, right now we're doing this, I will listen to the whole thing. And it was just very slow, very boring.
It's not for Jay.
It wasn't for me at all.
So what'd you give it?
I don't know, but one thing at the end I do like I like that she's playing with her range. She's trying to test the waters a lot now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I respect her for that. So just because of that, I give it a 3.5.
Okay. I respect your point of view. Keep in mind, people watching, not every song is targeted at us folk. Chris, how do you feel?
So this is, again, I feel like this is a running theme with the last two tracks. For what I understand on this track, she's kind of, Nicki's kind of opening up and kind of being like, I haven't trusted anybody in a while. I've been played. I'm kind of dealing with trust issues. I'm insecure. I want you to know this. But you kind of tell me to run and hide whenever I'm dealing with my problems. You kind of tell me, like, this is how I feel. And I feel like this is kind of like stage 3 of, like, the last couple of tracks we've gotten in terms of, how, like, the vibe I feel a little bit.
The line is, yeah, you say, who am I to run and hide? Ooh. As in that person's going to stay with her. It's the opposite of what you said.
I interpreted that properly.
Well, I mean, it's just because it's like with the quotations and shit, the way she's phrasing it is it's the guy she's responding, looking at her, you know, and who am I to deny? And then, yeah, you say, who am I to run and hide? You know, like, I thought it was a little more like the opposite, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, that's pretty much what I got from this. This is one of the shorter songs on the album.
Yeah.
It was very simple, very short. I left it with again a 3.5. I just don't think that I'm really the demographic for this track.
No, I mean, it's totally a little bit of a nervous little, you know, I think you touched on like the main point of it. Like, don't be goofy. Bring some passion to the table. What you doing? Don't be stupid. I'm the realest bitch you know. Yeah, I'm the truest. When you pull up, gotta pull up like you already knew it. Well, what you keep saying, you the truth, well, you're gonna have to prove it. So she's kind of commenting on how people have weak game. And how they're not doing it right. Like, come on, what's wrong with you, man? If you really want me, make me feel a certain way. Do it right. Do it properly. Don't, like, fucking be weak with it. You know, act like you want this shit. You know, because it's been a minute since you trusted. You know, I don't know how to put my trust in. And you're right. All of that stuff. And then I like when she's like, don't be jealous. Put your trust inside your text when you be texting. Tell the truth when you get tired of me asking all them questions. I played to God for peace and love. I'm looking at you as a blessing. You told me you've been looking up, so take the past shit as a lesson. So here it's like, look, we have to behave in a certain way if we want this to work. Like, don't be acting all skeptical. If you don't want me to be a certain way, be honest when you ask questions. Don't leave things vague and pointless. Let's do this right. Like, I put my heart out there. You're supposed to be the answer and the solution. Let's not get caught up in how things used to be, and let's establish, like, this proper thing moving forward. I mean, it kind of feels like a piece of a romantic comedy that I wouldn't be so interested in, but I thought it was a sweet enough song, and I give it a 3.75. I thought it was all right. So let's move on to Chun-Li.
Mink carpet, but I ain't got no floors. Doors look like wings. Barbie said.
All right, Chris, talk your shit. I can see by the look on your face.
I don't like this. I don't like the sound. I
Why
don't like
you
the
like it?
That.
Tell me, please, why don't you like it?
All of this.
'Cause it's
whatever it is you were doing, whatever it is, I
can
get
do
that,
the whole
like,
thing.
Sounds like the beginning of a scary war scene.
Look. In all fairness, I'm not gonna shit on the
I
kid
like
for.
it.
I'm not gonna shit on Swae Lee for being able to sing. The kid can sing. I can't respect him for it.
I like that
But
melody actually.
Sounds whiny.
I really
yes,
enjoy it.
That's what it is. It
Okay,
sounds
I'm alone here.
whiny. It sounds younger than I think he is. It sounds
It
like
sounded
just,
pretty haunting and cool to me.
It
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
Kids Pop 4.
Thank you.
No, it sounded like a ghost.
Not
Not even.
That's
I've been
what Ghost
listening to
sounds
Kids
like?
See
It
Ghosts.
sounded
I've
like
been
Chun
listening
Swae, okay?
To like, listen, no, it did not sound like no ghost.
No. I mean, I am being completely
Wait.
sincere when I say I like his melody and fucking flow on the hook. I enjoyed it.
Fair.
I
fair.
hated it the first time I heard it. The fourth time I heard it or so, I was
So
like,
maybe it's one of those
The
songs.
fourth time I heard it, I'm gonna pull a J. I'm doing this for the review.
No, but hold on. Maybe
because it's fucking got this vibe to it.
Can I
with
ask you
really
a question?
contrasts.
because it takes up a long part of the song, I find.
Yes, it does.
And maybe if we would have took off a minute and it
Nope.
was just a bit shorter, maybe we would have liked it a
I
lot
think
more.
if we cut out his verse, it would have been better. Because as much as I loved his chorus,
That's the long part.
It's the
'cause
verse
it's the
that-
chorus,
because then he's
verse,
getting
and
his
then he goes back in. And it feels like a long
$1,000
thing.
massage. Does that come with a happy ending? And
you stole that from me. And
I did. I really
But
stole his joke.
In all, it just in all fairness, I
'Cause
don't
Nicki
know-
was
I don't
fucking
know what the
hype,
song's
yo.
about.
That's
First,
exactly
hold
what
on,
I'm trying to
wait.
go-
Hold
Okay,
on,
go on.
Even reading it, I don't understand what the song's about.
sometimes you can't understand a
Unfortunately,
song.
I don't like it. It's not my
Well,
vibe.
everywhere the Sway
So what's
Sway
the-
Lee goes, girls want to get on him, and it's a problem because he's too
too-
popular.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of a braggadocious, swaggy song.
Really? I did not get that vibe. So can you give me?
So he gave it a 3 for the people who might not be paying
Wow,
attention.
That's your.
Three.
That's your.
Okay,
three.
go on.
That's your
Your turn.
mean number.
That's boring. It's average. It's like
Yeah.
kind of no
I
emotion.
respect that. That's my
'Cause
3.5.
here's the thing though. I'm not like Nicki kills it. Nicki's verse kills it. Like,
She does.
That I
Nicki's
respect.
bars kill it.
But the chorus is hype, and the beat's hype.
For me, the chorus is not hype.
So
the
that's here-
beat is just repetitive and annoying.
So Jay, what are you trying to say?
I'm gonna jump on
Right.
what you're doing. So see, a lot of where I do my work
Right.
is in my car. So I'm driving and I'm listening to this, and you know what the problem is? I can't fast forward because I'll crash, and I don't want to die.
But
So you're
isn't
listening,
that
you're
a
like,
bad thing to the song?
Chris, don't be a
Like-
shit. Go
oh, so
on.
that's the problem with the song is that for me, like the intro, the verse, and everything, it's like there was no difference. It was just whiny,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I respect the guy who can put up with the autotune at this point.
I find it cool sounding.
That's great for you. So as soon as I took him off and Nicki comes out, I'm like, ooh, there's the female
It's
Pablo. Let's
so
go. I'm like,
fire.
down,
Right,
down.
right.
And like, and the sad part is I have to give this like, if I got to give this a review and a number, I want to give it 3 numbers, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Nicki's a 4, this kid's a 0, and now the whole song for me is a 3.
Cool. So yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I don't think it's like the best song on the album, but I think there's a vibe to it that is really interesting. Like
Abort?
nothing else. No, I don't agree. Like I love the experimentation side of this. Like nothing else on this album kind of sounds like this song. Like, this one stands out.
Yes.
It's its own thing.
Yes.
Now I can see how.
Creatively, it's good.
Actually, I let you
Anything
talk.
creative, yeah.
Yes.
So I look at it like this is definitely not for like older folk. It's some weird experimental, pushing the boundary, spacey type kind of out there stuff. Like it literally, to me, I picture him as a ghost. I'm not even bullshitting. He's just like spacey. It's like a haunting, suspenseful feeling. And then she comes in and she
You mean
counters.
spooky?
Yes.
Okay.
Doors look like rings. Barbie sitting, bada bing. Barbie tripping. I like that like flow she has, right? Where she keeps the Barbie sitting and she rhymes that consistently with whatever the sub rhymes are between that. Curve like they in an arm sling, hopped off the swing, Barbie swinging to the ring, Barbie blinging. Good box, so they called King Kong. Who the fuck gonna party with them dollies? No, I never do the mollies. If I hit you, then you probably gonna sue. Like you got this like aggression and this energy to it. And like when she does the mollies thing, her flow trips up and she goes into like the fastest I've fucking ever heard her do this double time shit. And she does it beautifully where she's still clear and audible and everything. And it's so impressive. Like who the fuck gonna beat him with a 22 if you don't lose the attitude and run off with his credit cards too? You know, like she's jacking this guy, she's setting it up, she's dangerous. She basically sounds like she's anybody else man in the game, and I love that about her. I love that she just holds her own with it. You know, I like in the second verse when she's like, my body's a work of art and he's eating this Van Gogh. That's an amazing fucking line, all right? She's saying her pussy is that high quality level of art, and I would say maybe that's possible.
I wonder if she's got like one of those special vaginas, like it's like 7 vaginas.
I wonder if
in one.
she gets like merkins for it. I don't know if you know what a merkin is. Those are the wigs that they put over a vagina for movie scenes when they need to add pubic hair back. So they come in all sorts of shapes and colors. So I wonder if she has freaky merkins. So yeah, I'm not in the bando. I'm Pablo Sandoz. And then I love this line: white beaches, candles, we sex in Anglo. Because she's playing it up on Anglo-Saxons as a type of people, and I fucking love it. It's such an interesting use of language. It's a 4 on 5. I hate the bass thing at the end. I feel like there's like this bassy sound, I believe, at the end of this song. I might be wrong. It might be another one that has it. But I like when she's like, oh, yeah, because she starts like doing a little, oh, you're in the middle of Queen right now, and you finally realizing this bitch is the Queen. Ah! And she does her Nicki laugh, and I loved it. I love that charm she puts on. Like, it's not necessarily me, but I hope that one day if I ever get any kind of clout or fame, I can be as strong as Nicki to be true to myself like that.
And wear many merkins.
I guess so. Anyway, so I gave this track a 4. I thought it was like an acquired taste type thing. It's not my favorite song on the album. I don't think it's as good as the one that follows, but I don't want to sell it short. So let's move on to some Street Fighter shit. With
Round
Chun-Li.
1.
Chun-Li.
Oh, I get it. They painted me out to be the bad guy.
Chorus of the fucking year, man. I don't know. There's something about that flow. Like, it's just so hype. Like, hey, I been, bitch, you been gone. Or corn. She says corn. And Nicki confirms it's corn. Apparently, that was a debate. Is it not the hypest hook? Okay, am I just too
I
excited
really
for
like
this?
the beginning of it because it like stuck with kind of the Street Fighter vibe, like the gong boom, like, and it was like
It's been a like Twitter vibe since the song dropped.
Yeah. Another thing is, well, like it was like a straight fight. Like the whole song was just energetic. It was fun. It was exciting. It was like, okay. And you know what I like about it? Which number was this? Was it number 10?
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Perfect. It was like, because here's the problem I was having in the beginning of the album. First 3 songs, amazing. Then we got Rich Sex, and I was like, okay, shoot me in the foot. And then I was like, the Weeknd came, I'm like, happy again. Ariana Grande was like, okay, there's the pop song. And then I'm falling asleep. I'm like, oh, boy. And then bang. Bring it. She's like, okay, here. I'm sorry for making you guys fall asleep a bit. Yo, I'm bringing it back. Let's go. I'm Chun-Li. 4 on 5.
Oh, shit.
All right. Yeah, so honestly, the first time I heard this song is when it dropped, and I saw the video she did, the vertical video with Instagram, because Instagram was dropping new features, and I was like, damn, that's a nice outfit she's wearing.
Yep.
And
You're fine, girl.
a little bit. And then the song is pretty good, though. I remember seeing Ace Hood in Montreal posting about how fire it was, so I went and listened to it, and I was like,
Ace
yeah,
Ace
that-
Hood's
the
alive?
Montreal dude,
Yeah.
or like Ace Hood.
no, Hood. He goes by Hood now.
Okay.
H-U-U-D.
He just dropped an album with Ace Hood. Okay, if it's the same dude,
I don't
then
know.
he
Yeah, it's
dropped
that
an
guy.
album that says Ace Hood in
Yeah, but
it.
it's H-U-U-D. It's a Montreal guy. I don't know. He's a
Yeah.
cool dude. He's pretty fucking talented, actually.
Shout out to that dude.
But anyway, so I listened to this and I was like, okay, whatever. But when I listened to this after the previous 9 tracks, I was like, I get it, man. It's so fucking strong. Like, yo, even like the verses, hey, yo, I'm looking for a swim, dunked on him. Now I'm swinging off the rim. Bitch ain't coming off the bench while I'm coming off the court fully drenched. Like, the lady can't even play. Like, she's just sitting there. And she's just out there grinding so hard. She's spraying sweat left, right, and center. You can just picture her doing dunks and shit, being the Michael Jordan of the hip-hop game in her mind.
LeBron.
You know, here goes some haterade, but get your thirst quench.
Oh,
It's a good line, man, because haterade is like Gatorade, Chris, just in case.
Yes.
Like Gatorade.
Relax.
Like-
Haterade, I know Haterade.
Anyway, but yeah, anyway, she comes in as fucking fire. I like when the
Quench your
chorus,
thirst.
the chorus flow is great. I like when she's like, hey, yo, I been North, Lara been Croft, please say Chun-Li, drop the Benz off.
Yeah.
That's
Mic
just
drop.
the hottest shit. Like, it really is. It's really powerful because Lara Croft is fucking badass. Like, if you are going to pick, like, that kind of thing, it's Chun-Li and Lara Croft, I would say, are 2 of the strongest female characters that you'll have seen in video games, especially, like, back in the day.
Princess Peach, son.
Watch all the video game people about to come.
No,
and
but
be
like,
wrong,
no, like,
wrong.
okay, sorry, I forgot about Samus, but in the late 90s.
Samus is a girl?
Yeah.
Samus
I'm
is
just
a
kidding.
chick.
I'm just kidding.
And then, like, the 90s,
Fights.
which is whatever. Oh, we got people next door talking on the thing. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Chris, why don't you close the window while we keep going? But yeah, so basically, like we were saying, you know, it's just kind of strong female characters that she's pulling on. And then I really like when she's like, now Now I'm about to turn around, beat my chest. Bitch, it's King Kong. Yes, it's King Kong. It's not like, it just makes me picture like Training Day with Denzel Washington screaming out, it's King Kong, or whatever it is, the line.
King Kong, go shit on
Yeah.
me.
Isn't that
It's Training Day.
With Denzel
no,
Washington.
I'm thinking of King Kong in the trunk from.
That's not what I'm thinking of.
Oh, the
though.
white guy?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Anyway,
I got
so
King
either way,
Kong in my trunk.
I don't know what that is. So I gave this a 4. No, I don't know what that is.
My chain
So,
hang low as a wobble to the floor.
sure. So this is a 4.5 on 5 to me.
Jibs.
So sure. This is, I know what a jibs is. That was terrible. That's a bad song. But this is a good song. This 4.5. I remember seeing the video when it dropped, the real one. I can't remember it really, but it looked cool. She has a lot of artistic vision for what she's doing with this character. She's created this Chun-Li persona she's adopted. It's fucking cool. 4.5 on 5. Really
alter
strong
ego.
fucking song.
She's also addressing some of the, and I like how in the 2 interludes she addresses the internet beef that people started kind of shitting on her after Remy Ma dropped Sheether.
Sure.
She addresses like she needs to be in the rap game so that people are there to talk shit. People are there to like kind of.
You need me for your career.
You need me for exactly. You need me for your career. I like how she addresses that on that. She fucking kicks hard on this track. I like when she went. I'm always in the top shit. Box seats, bitch. Fuck the gossip. That was great. How many
of them could have did it with the finesse?
Yeah.
Now everybody like she really is the best. You playing checkers couldn't beat me playing chess. And then the beat my chest, King Kong. Bitch is King Kong.
And I like when she said that. You can see she's really focused on just her high lavish life of living, wanting to be higher up and not have to deal with no nonsense. I gave it a 4.5.
Fair. Let's talk about how there's an LLC.
All Louis V carry on. I just took her name and made that bitch a LLC.
All right. So how do y'all feel about this?
I felt like when she started to like do her thing, I don't know if it was just the editing of the song. It just didn't like fit right at times. I felt like someone was in their closet, and she was just making a beat, and she's like, I gotta release this to add this to the CD. But then I was just informed and educated that what LLC means, and now I get it a bit more.
This is a shit talk song if there ever was a shit talk
Yeah,
song.
and now I understand a lot better now, and that changes it. It kind of blew up my mind right now because then it's like, okay, she's basically saying without me taking all the hits for you guys, there would be no hit for you guys to take. Like you need me. I'm here. Come and get me. I am the queen. I am the company. I am the ruler.
I think it's
so
a-
much hits.
I feel
think
like-
it's like if I didn't pave the lane, y'all wouldn't have an opportunity.
Or
Because
even
she
then,
can't- she
if
didn't
you
pave the
beef
way.
with me or whatever,
She did though.
she paved the way in like a modern sense.
Look, the highway was already set. She just opened up
Well,
more.
Right.
lanes.
I would say that in the last 10 years.
What's the last female artist before Nicki that you remember?
Eve.
Sorry,
Gwen
I don't.
Stefani,
I
not just
don't.
her Eve.
I don't.
But like what I'm trying to say is, you're right. In the modern sense, Nicki's the biggest. She's been able to do certain things.
Remy Ma.
Remy Ma is nowhere near the fame.
Trina.
Nowhere near the
Nowhere
fame.
near the same fame.
No, but now I'm talking. Yes, but I'm talking. We're saying
But
in the
even
past.
even
Yeah,
back
but
then,
like,
there's
that's
no.
what I'm
Re-
saying.
No,
There
she blew up. She's blown up. She's held it. She's done. We've
What she's trying
said
to
she's
point
the
out
queen.
is that, I guess, relative to like other people in the now, like you can come in and be a Cardi B because there was a Nicki. And the way that you could say you can be a Nicki because there was a Lil Kim, and that would be a fair statement. And I think-
She was the stepping stone, and she's being another step. She's
Exactly.
another stair on the wall.
And if you look at the actual
brick on the wall.
success, the money that she's earned, the actual
Oh,
business she's created, I think it's a fair claim.
But can we say that's Beyonce?
She's included in that. If I'm not mistaken, she actually brings that up. It might even be on this song. I don't know when.
One
it
moment,
is.
please. I gave this one a 3.5.
And you, Chris?
I give a song a 4.
Oh.
I think that, it's true. Nicki doesn't get the amount of credit that she deserves as per giving opportunities to other modern day female rappers, allowing them to have that certain flair, style, craziness, out there going personality. It's like, look, I'm not knocking any of the female rappers from back in the day. As you can see from the Classic Quest, there's many of them. But to be real, like, I'm not. I don't know of any other female rapper who's really a household name that way as Nicki is right now.
I agree.
Until
Missy.
Missy, yeah. Missy. Yeah.
Go on.
But I not even because I forgot about Missy. So
Yeah,
to
but
me,
it's because Missy had the health problem and she went away. It's the same thing. If
but-
she goes away for 5-6
Yeah, but
years, she
Nicki
might
was
be
out for
gone.
4
Actually,
years.
Nicki-
well, we
No,
said
but
it. Nicki was
features.
out for 4.
Missy left. She left because she got sick. She didn't do features.
That's
you know,
fair.
and she. You know
I
what?
know.
Look. When she did the
Okay,
Super
look,
Bowl, she
either-
blew up again.
Either way, let's go.
Okay,
on.
sorry for my tangents.
I gave it a 4 on 5. I thought it was actually really cool, and
like
I
this
agree
one.
with her.
I thought it was good.
yeah, because you're Mr. Mogul here.
No, man, because I thought it was fucking interesting once I realized what the song was about.
But I
'cause
gave it a 4.
I give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
go on with-
I really like it. Like, I took a little break, but I'm back to me trying to make a new Nicki with a factory. They'll never toe to toe on a track with me. There'll be another one after me. I think she's trying to comment a little bit on how the system is trying to create somebody like a Cardi B who could be put in that lane, and
think
they're
you
trying
should cover
to
the
copy
song.
and paste it. I can cover most of them, and then
Fire.
they're trying to say that this is almost like the industry trying to recreate the success, but it'll never work. You'll never be able to compete with her in that sense. There'll never be another one after me because the skill level is still just half of me. Blasphemy, all these low IQ hoes baffle me. Tell them I wash bitches, take a bath for me, put the trophy on my crib like an athlete. I see them give me fake love, but that trash is weak. It's pretty like strong here, you know? Like she's kind of putting out that like some of the situations she's dealing with as being like top. Like she comes in and she sounds on par with any of the other super great rappers we've talked about who have written this exact same fucking song.
Yes.
So if anything I'm going to criticize her for is I've heard this song before because every great rapper has this song, but I believe Nicki and she's spitting it. So I'm giving her the props on that, you know? Like, and then there's if I'm not mistaken, what happened was the third verse was really savage. Jay-Z came in and heard the third verse and said, yo, that's your best verse. And they actually redid the first two verses.
Thank you, Jay-Z.
And then she kind of plays up a little bit on the Taylor Swift, like the look what you made me do shit. I know she says that at some point, like, yo, you made me do it, ho. I told you get low.
lay down,
Told you
yeah.
get low. I'm popping 10s, but they gotta be yellow. I'm New York Nick. I'm balling with Camilla. I mean, it's fine. It's a good thing. Oh, I like when she's like, how your jacket say Porsche, but you never rode a Porsche. How you supposed to make the quarter, but you never went north. How the fuck you got Ferraris, but you never water sport or whatever. And she's, again, calling people out in this sense where it's like some real shit that like I could have sworn I've heard every other legit rapper bring it up, you know?
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
In terms of she's making 10s and they gotta be yellow, I looked up yellow currency and there's like only one. I don't really know.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
It might not be.
Why don't you share it?
Well, yeah, what was it?
No.
All right,
I
let's
don't
just
know.
move on.
Okay, I get
Like
it.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Okay,
so
I get it. I get it.
anyway,
So I don't.
this track is just kind of strong. I think that she is really powerful on it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the vibe to it, though the beat, the everything. Like it just kind of sounds like a classier version of trap music, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
So I give it a 4.5 on 5. Like I said, I enjoyed it. You could say that this track was in good form from my perception.
Me eat the cookie, he got good form. He know I don't never cheat because I'm good to him. My God,
So I really enjoyed listening to the Beat One Apple Music Radio takeover of Nicki Minaj because she was just like, she went in and described a little bit about the
Right.
song. She's like, yeah, like good form. Like when he eats pussy properly and he does all that stuff. Like I always say that's good form. Like when a girl knows how to suck your dick right, or if she uses no hands or whatever it is you guys call good form, that's good form.
Look, man, no hands.
It's kind of like what she's pointing out. You know, that's just what it is, man.
But
That was
I
a
feel
fun
like
song.
there's it's kind of like there's this underlying message of like bring your A game if you're gonna be
Attacking
interacting
me.
with somebody.
Yeah.
Like make sure that if you're gonna be going down, moving around or whatever, or even like just having a conversation and just trying to be with that person, like bring your A game.
But also, like that, she'll also in return bring her A.
Of course.
Because, like, you know, I tell him eat the cookie because it's good for him, and when he eat the cookie, he got good form. But she makes that rhyme. He know I don't ever cheat because I'm good to him. Might gotta have his body nurses yell and push for him. You see, I let him eat the cookie because it's good for him, and when he bite, he eat the cookie like he got good form. So as Chris is saying, when you go down south, make sure that you put in that work proper, and that will in turn make her want to stay as faithful and loyal as possible, and making sure that you get all the good
So
stuff.
to all
She'll
those guys
pull up
that
in the
don't
foreign,
eat good form,
like DJ Khaled.
That's what he
That's
gets.
a conversation for another day because I have some theories.
But
That's
this
not
is
good
the
form?
conversation that Nicki wants to talk about.
Just don't bite the cookie.
Like, as long as you do it properly
I'm
and you
just-
do it frequently,
look, if you-
Nicki will feel loyal to you and
I
happy.
respect that, and I completely agree with it. I'm just saying, like, personally, for me, I feel like if Mans is not knowing what's going on or what to do, he should be taught.
Nobody's debating that.
That's why I said this was another conversation.
But
I
if
don't
you
feel like
have
the
open
I'm having-
conversation with the partner, then she'll tell you what to do, and then you'll do it, and you'll have good form.
Right, I'm
Nicki's
I
okay
appreciate
with that. I'm with you. Everybody agrees.
So what you like about the
Ladies,
song?
if you happen to be watching this, instruct the man if he's bad. And man, if you're watching this, listen
better.
when she gives you this slightly subtle hint of like poking you or
do
whatever.
This whole like, yeah, you're good, you know what you're doing, and then 6 months later, yeah, you can't eat it. It's like, why didn't you fucking tell me?
It's not that
Why didn't
hard.
you let me know?
Because her response, and I'm just going to predict, will be, how could you not tell? Or some crap like that, and then you're done.
Well,
you just
usually
dug your
can
own
tell if
grave,
the
man.
girl's just there.
Fight.
It just
Because
makes...
you didn't tell me. You don't vocalize. I will have this argument. I'll sit here and have this argument. Listen,
right.
if you think that I'm doing a bad job, fucking tell me. Isn't there's like communication? Are we supposed to talk? I'm just saying. That's like.
Did this happen to
Next
you, Chris?
conversation. Critical look. What's up?
So now that we know that about Chris, because I'd be a baddie.
Dude, I'm trying to be a good person.
Stop yelling.
I'm trying to be a good boyfriend person.
We all understand that you
Okay.
can't eat it.
No, I can. I'm just saying, like, in a general context, I just don't get it. Like, if you don't think that someone is doing good,
let's just stop.
So what did you give this, Chris?
This is some
This
boot
song?
gang shit right here. I don't feel comfortable letting you embarrass yourself. Or if you
I
found
don't-
this good,
I don't
just stop.
feel it.
Boot gang. Okay? So, because
that's gonna be a thing. You know that, right? Every time.
Talk
I start
about
to
the song,
fuck up,
Chris.
You gotta say boot gang.
talk about the song. I'm keeping this in, though. Talk
No,
about the song.
The song's good. I gave it a 4, dude. If you eat good, if you do good, just do good.
Here you go,
Like,
back to
that's what
eating.
the song's about, man. Like, good
Yeah.
form. Good form.
All right, Jay.
Well, just to protect my head, my manhood. I'm a fat guy, so I know how to eat. That's for sure. I give this a 4.5 just because now I have to give this a 4.5 because this whole conversation made me love this song. I will never not look at this song without loving it. So thank you, Nicki. You're making every white guy in the world feel insecure about eating pussy right now.
I'm pretty not insecure at all here. I'm cool.
Well,
with
you're
this
a chubby
situation.
guy, so you should be good at
I
it.
do know how to eat, yes. But let me put it to you like this. If you really don't know what you're doing
Manga.
and you didn't Google, you're an
come
idiot.
on. If
Look,
you have
Matt,
to Google learning that, then you have a problem. Like, get hooked on phonics for pussy. Like, get over
that's
it.
not, no,
That's
no,
kinda
I
what
agree with the
Pornhub
Google
has.
thing.
There you
Listen,
go.
if you're
We
too
should go on
embarrassed to
there.
have the
Okay,
conversation,
Chris,
Okay.
you've said a whole lot.
I've said
My point
a
is,
whole lot that I
if your partner is not satisfied with your performance and she's not willing to talk
Slap
to
his
you,
head.
which turned into that thing before, Google.
felt like it was bad.
I'm not. There's a lot of anatomy points that are worth knowing about, and if you understand the anatomy, as in how the thing is physically constructed, you
My man
can
went to India.
navigate
He
it.
knows the Kama Sutra.
I would love to, but I'm not in good enough shape for that shit. But anyway,
Biking
let's
club.
talk about the verse a little bit, because I'd be the baddie, be Barbie Tings, banging body B, everybody on my D, yo, I gotta be. In reality, suck a D if you doubted me, back to the back, whatever. She's just kind of like putting it up. I feel like this song's a little bit flossy, like she wants quality, she wants the standards.
Right.
I'm way too distracted from our side chat to really go into this. 4.25. It's a really strong song. I think it's a pick up from some of that lag earlier on the album, in my opinion. But I'm cool with where we're at. This is a good vibe.
Nip tuck.
Yeah, nip tuck.
You want a bad bitch, a new car. Gotta get you right then, yeah.
So how do you feel about this one?
Good flow. A little bit of cheesy on the lyrics and everything.
Super cheesy.
Like, I got bored of it. I was like, honestly, the only reason why I like the name is because there was a show called Nip Tuck. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like thinking, like, oh, this could be fun. And I'm like, why? Why am I listening to this? Oh, yeah, I remember. Because we're behind the
viewing
scene. Yeah. No, that's not my thing. Overall, it's just, it went with, like, the middle of the CD, like, very blah. Like, I gave it a 3. I didn't really want to listen to this at all.
Fair enough. And you, Chris?
I like the play on words of cutting people off if they're not really on the same wave or vibe as she is. This for me feels a little bit more like a relationship kind of gone wrong. One line I see, even though I heard what you might do, I didn't get concerned because I liked you. So I kind of get this feeling like she's like, people are telling her like, yo,
Okay,
man's
no. The song is about how she gave herself to a guy and he kind of took advantage and didn't appreciate her, etc. And she doesn't need him, so like Nip Tuck, she's cutting that shit out of her life.
I honestly, when I first like look at the
That's
name,
what the song's about.
I thought she was gonna like
Yes.
she was gonna talk about like all the plastic work she done.
Right?
Yep.
I don't know, because it sounded like you were going to...
I was literally going there. That is exactly
Cool.
what the song's about. The reason why I took that part, because I feel like she's showing some vulnerability in terms of, like, I should have
Absolutely.
listened to, like, my friends or whatnot, and I still decided to believe you, and this is what happened.
But to Nicki, if without all these mistakes, you wouldn't be where you are now.
Which is
course,
fair.
of course.
You wouldn't have written such honest music.
I like the vibe to it. I like how she was like, it kind of seems like the boyfriend or whatever, the partner wasn't really ambitious as well. Kind of felt like she kind of knew where she was going and he was holding her back is kind of what I felt.
I
Come
feel
off
like-
my pedestal, money off the edible, which means means them bags stacked high, you ain't getting the ride. My pedestal stalled. Like,
Well, I
like
feel
a pedestal
like
stalled.
it's like in his pursuit of trying to like lift himself up and whatnot, he doesn't care as much about working with her or allowing her to succeed or build herself up. you know,
Right.
in the
I
same
feel
way.
like they're kind of just there, and they're not really together or whatever.
Well, he wants to be like the man and hold her down and like, you know, put her in that behind place, and she wants to
but
be
Nicki
as strong
shows
and
so
thrive.
much, like embodies the meaning
Right.
of independence. I gave it a 4 on 5. I like the song, but I just didn't feel like it was anything really like.
Man, I gave it a 4.25. I could see how if I was a young lady or something, I would be fucking all over this shit. And I'm not a young lady or a lady in any way. So it's totally just not my, like, I'm not the target of this track, but it's actually pretty well made for the kind of song it is. It really hits that emotion honest. Like, it fits on this album really well. I thought it was pretty decent. It wasn't for me as much. Whatever. Let's move on to Too Lit, Too Late, the interlude.
Too late, but you too much. Too late, oh yeah. Too late, but you too much.
So this guy's a whole minute or less than that. It's like 53, 54 seconds. It's really like upbeat, super like nice and poppy and like fun. You know, she's just got, I said I'm cool on it, baby. Yeah, I'm straight. You say it's love. I don't want it. Yeah, too late. Boy, you're too much, too little. Yeah, too late. You do too much, too little. Yeah, too late. And then she says this a bunch of times. Boy, you're too much, too little. Yeah, too late. And then she says, you should have been listening, too busy listening in. Why you ain't listening back then? Now you too much, too little. Yeah, too late. So it's kind of like taking this theme, I feel, of the last track and just kind of squishing it down into this upbeat, little expressive, almost poppy thing where she sounds a little more
I feel like
happy. What?
I feel like the way I got from the, like, again, I agree with you in terms of the theme from the last track, in terms of like not working together and whatnot, and it's not working, we break up. Now I feel like time has passed and Mans is running back and she's like, no, you're a little too late. I've
Too
moved the
late.
fuck on.
Too late because she's late.
Yeah,
too
yeah,
legit.
Right. But
Anyway,
she's probably like she.
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 as well. I thought it was really cool. You get the sense of like, oh, haha, you're coming back now. No, sorry, I've already moved on. I'm over here now. Haha. Like you get this positive type of vibe, this like reassurance of like I'm myself again. I feel proud to be myself. I don't need you in my life. I don't need that. You know, move the fuck on.
I gave this a 3. I thought exactly the same thing. This was very poppy, very fun, very uplifting, and there's like a little bit of a message in it, but it was all right. It wasn't great.
All right. So Come See About Me is the next track on this album.
Won't hurt just to see where we could be. So come see about.
I enjoyed this one a lot. I liked it. It was mellow. It was really calming. It was a nice, like, I could chill to this. I could see myself sitting outside relaxing. And, you know, it just goes along with her whole story so far in this album. Like, it's all about, like, the struggle and everything and just going forward. But it's not it's not like a sad, savage song.
It's almost like the opposite of the last song. Because the last one was like Too Little, Too Late. And now she's like, oh, well, why don't you come and check on what I've been up to? I've been doing really well. I'm like, I would love it. You know, maybe it's almost like she's reconsidering. Like maybe things can now work because the circumstances have changed. She's
matured.
thought back on things. Maybe we could do it different. So I feel like she's really trying to express a lot of the different complicated emotions that come attached to breakups. And there is like a degree of contradiction between some of these songs, but it's on purpose because you do have that same range of honest emotion. But yeah.
I feel like, just adding on to that, I feel like she's trying to drive home the point of like, it's not just about me, it's about what I'm doing.
Right.
Like,
That's whole CD.
don't come to just see me as per like kind of like the vibe and the themes that we've been getting so far. It's like,
come experience me.
Come
see
experience what I'm like.
That's a good call.
What I can show you. Don't come for.
But yeah, like
Just
check
don't-
it. Like,
know what
Can I
I mean?
add something?
Yeah.
So she's trying to tell everybody, like, yes, I have this big name, but come experience the
yeah,
whole
like
person.
check it. Like,
Right.
want to see how much I changed up? Ooh, I just hope I'm not too late. I know you hesitate about it, but I got a lot I want to say to you. Hate that I can never measure up. Hate that I can never be the one you needed, because now I'm the one who needs you, but baby.
Like,
So if you take that specific thing, and it's not just about an ex, and now it's about all of our fans, about the world, the people. That's really deep.
It is, and you know what? But she's kind of done this to herself though, because she's made foolish songs.
I don't agree with that. I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like she had a point in her career where she didn't have as much control over her career, but Foolish, I don't know. Foolish wouldn't end up in this position. She's built up that fan base. She's got a lot of songs that she's made that were honest, that she was trying things
Yes,
out and
but-
experimenting.
Like once again, you got to remember, I'm coming in as a pop guy, like a guy who like looks at the radio, look at the music video, and a lot of her music videos are foolish. They're
Yeah,
funny.
but like
And,
she
that
wasn't a pop star at first.
I think she
I
blew
think she
up to
grew
a pop star.
into it, but I feel like she's a hip hop artist first and a pop star second.
But
in her
now,
mind.
in her mind, and to people who have knowledge, she is a hip hop artist, and that's perfect. But I think with the people around her running the show and everything, they pushed her to be a pop princess, a pop queen, or whatever, and that's what. Like, I'm sorry, like
I'm not really. I don't know about Foolish. Foolish would be like
maybe our definition of foolish is different.
I could see how maybe you don't appreciate everything she does,
Okay.
but she's vastly successful with most of her moves. So if you hate it or you love it, she wins,
Being
right?
successful and being good are completely different too.
Yeah, but you said foolish.
Yes,
and that
or being foolish and being good are two different.
I don't
things.
agree, because if whatever you do brings you success, it's not foolish.
Not really. Look at the Kardashians.
They're so respectable. Like, they're such a business empire worth studying. Like, we as people shit on them, and it's just jealousy, because frankly those people did what I admire. I look up to the Kardashians and their business prowess. There's nothing foolish. It's so calculated, it's so deliberate, and they just keep making more and more cash, building their empire more and more. What foolishness is that? I don't know. I don't see it.
I overall gave this song a 4.
No, that's fair. I get a 4.25. I think it's a really brilliant one. It's got like this upbeat feel to it, this like sincerity to it, like this genuine, like she just wants you to know that things aren't the same. I think she went through some young phases and grew up. She used to maybe go a little harder in certain directions, but I also feel like most people do that in their life. And then she hit her 30s and started becoming this powerful person. Like, I don't know.
She kind of did like a Miley Cyrus type of thing where she went stupid and then she went fucking.
I would say that's a human thing, because
Alright,
most
fair.
people in their early 20s, mid 20s are fucking stupid and then get serious later on. Like,
Alright.
our average age of maturity is 25 to 30 now. It's not 18. That's some shit we made up, you know? That made sense back when people were getting married at like 15. So since that's not even the same reality, it's just some antiquated shit. So, I mean, I don't judge that. I think that was some normal stuff. She made bangers. That's something we can say collectively, even if there were some weird ass shit, but we all remembered her. You know, so I'm excited. Like, because if you think about it, I hate that thing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that now. But like if you think about what this song is saying, like if we didn't really sit here and listen to this album, we might have still judged her in a certain way. But I think this album has changed my opinion drastically on what I thought I knew about Nicki Minaj's talents and prowess and stuff. So yeah, for me, it's a 4.25. And you, Chris?
Mine's at a 4. The vibe of the track is nice. It's a little bit refreshing in terms of this like kind of like shifting to another side, I would say. But it's just it's not something I'm gonna go back to. I appreciate what she's trying out, but it's just not for me. I left it at a 4 though. I do.
Okay, so let's talk about Sir.
Niggas broke, they ain't got no plan, sir. I call them Swae, they ain't got the in.
So, like, I never understood how daddy was a sexy thing to hear in bed. But god damn is Sir the sexiest thing to hear in bed, in my opinion. So this track comes in, and Nicki just comes up with her stuff, like, yo, headline tour, sir, like the band, sir, and you just hear it. And to me, this is, like, the sexiest thing I fucking heard. And I'm liking this vibe. And it is so beautiful as she's going on, you know, I impress sir over a band, sir. And it's a really fucking good, like, rhyme scheme. New slaves, but I'm still the master. And she keeps it going the whole way through. Pretty gangster, you know, and she's fine. And then the chorus comes in, and then let's say any hard-on I had in that moment is completely fucking gone when Future comes in and does the exact same thing. So in my head, I'm picturing like this certain vibe that's going on, right? And it's really fucking nice. And I'm picturing that's the tone of this song. And then all of a sudden, automatic, sir, my bitch the baddest, sir. It's like now Future's down on his knees reporting to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Future, why did you do this song? Because it wasn't, I don't know what the point of it was. All I picture is him, it just makes it sound like he's a sub who's serving a man. And I'm going to leave it at that. That is the impression I got from Future in this, because that's how I perceive that word in the way Nicki Minaj set it up. And I'm not going to imply that Future meant it like that. But holy crap, did it really kill my vibe a little bit.
Kill your boner.
A little bit. Out on Bond, sir. Serving dope, sir. Where I'm from, sir. They'll serve your mom, sir. It's like, Future, what are you fucking doing?
He's serving your mom.
And I understand maybe officer or this or that. Maybe I 4.25 because Nicki's that bad with it, but Future's that bad with it.
It's got a 3.5 for me. I didn't really like the song, but I think the context of the song is it's people talking to Nicki and Future. They're just presenting it. Everything with the sir is like, as like Nicki's addressing herself as, you should call me sir because I'm a badass bitch and I'm a boss.
Maybe you're right.
And that's how I took it. I just felt like
he might be right.
They drove the whole point of, you're king shit, you're a boss.
You clearly prefer daddy. You clearly prefer daddy instead of sir in bed.
I prefer daddy on a fucking general occasion instead of sir, for Christ's sake.
See? But that's my point. So that's why we perceive this song so drastically different. Anyway, go on.
You're a daddy and he's a sir.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is so gross. I do not want to even talk about this song because I don't want to call you either.
That's fine. Either way, that's how I interpreted the track.
It's fair.
It's just repetitive sir after, like, it's good
clever.
word on plays, but it's not for me. It was 3.5 on 5.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. Like, I could live without this song. 3.5.
I feel like I could live without Miami.
Nicki, who you picking?
Hey, yo, Queen, got the customers out here, man, they loving this shit.
So basically, Miami is my least favorite track on this album.
I loved it.
I feel like it's one of those airy summer drug dealer like songs. You know, just the other day I was out of Miami.
Rick Ross
Got the
flow.
Lolo on them perks, Lolo on them
Zannies.
Zannies. No, my bitch is petty. I ain't taking Mannies. Pull up, and that's good because Manny petties. I just got that. That's fucking good. Anyway, pull up with a lot of bodies. Don't forget the Addies. And I just don't like it that much. I mean, when I run up in the town, I ain't chitty chatty, but you're being chitty chatty on the mic. Yeah, you could take all my bitches out to Abu Dhabi. Last one of my besties confiscate your Maserati. It's just so generic. Compared to, like, everything else on this album, I feel like this is some filler shit that could have been cut off this project, and I think it would have been better for it. I mean, it's pretty deep in, too. Like, we're a lot of songs in, but this is, like, the first one that we've heard where I was like, Like, if I were to guess what the album would kind of be like, just blindly like an ignorant person, it would be this song. And the rest of the album is, like, way better. And I just don't enjoy this one. So 3.25, because the beat's a little bit better than whatever.
I give it a 3.9. It's good, but that's it.
All right. Do you like it, Jay?
I gave it a 3. It was not needed.
See, we're all agreeing here. There's harmony.
Like, no, but at the end of the day, whatever guy who creates the beat or anything, I respect because you're doing a lot of work. I
was
respect
very
her
nice.
for her flow, but it's boring. It doesn't have to be. We're at 17
It
songs.
could have been a Migos track for all things. You
Could be
know?
a
What it
bonus
was,
track.
But that's it. As we've expressed on this so far, she's been trying different stuff. Nicki's been
Agreed.
trying different things.
This was a miss for me.
This sounds.
I agree with you.
know what
Actually, I
Like,
completely
this sounds
agree
like
with you.
last year Nicki, if we were
But,
to
like,
say it.
But
I
this
it
could have
wasn't-
been. Maybe she should have went in the direction as a bonus track instead of because it doesn't go with the CD.
Oh,
I find.
there's a deluxe album with more shit coming. I'm certain of it. The way she was describing stuff on the radio interview, how like certain of the interludes actually have full verses and stuff attached to them. Anyway, I don't think this song is that good, but I would rather move on and talk about Coco Chanel.
Queens on them, with mad schemes on them. I never scale back, the triple beams on them.
So we're getting impatient. That's usually when I start talking first on every song. So this one has Foxy Brown, who it's been a minute since I've seen that name. Up here,
exists?
yeah, she does apparently, and she's back and she is up on this track here, which I like because it's kind of like two New York ladies bashing out some shit, like throwing some love to a older period of time. And I kind of like the chorus, yo, you got me like a coco, yeah, like a coco. Ella quieres coco y yo tampoco. Never trust the broco, don't fuck with popo. It's got like this good energy to it. Like it's a good hook, right? And that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And then if I tell them eat food, then they make a snack of it. If they take your cocaine, they make a crack of it. If they, then it just kind of goes on and it's a little bit of whatever. I don't think.
It's got a nice reggae vibe to it.
Yeah, and I love the patois vibe that comes in with Foxy Brown, and I love the energy between them. Lyrically, I don't want to try to repeat Foxy Brown's lyrics because I don't think I could hit the accent a little bit. And I don't think that Nicki said a whole bunch that I thought was like overly profound or super interesting to quote. But I feel like this song has a really good energy, and it's a really fucking great way to end this project. Like she comes in like Majesty and all this stuff early, but she ends this on such a hard-hitting, this is New York, this is my fucking influence, this is my roots kind of vibe, that it's the perfect way, in my opinion, to end this project. Or, I mean, there's this thing after it, but still, this is the last real song. I give it a 4.25. It's definitely really cool, but I must say it's guillotine and not guillotine. I just wanted to throw that out there. She does say guillotine wrong on the outro. It's a guillotine. It's not a guillotine, Chris.
That's how she pronounces it.
No, but this is just how the word is
Well,
pronounced.
it's only because I've been listening to Twisted lately, and they're saying guillotine on like some of their stuff.
That's
So
because
unless it's like a
C'est parce que c'est mot français.
I mean, je le sais. I
So-
know.
so, like-
but I mean, is it
No,
like
it's just-
the
it's
way
just-
that they're saying it?
Yeah, wrong.
Well, I guess everybody's saying it wrong. Man.
Yes, all the English people who are saying it incorrectly, who probably don't speak any kind of French.
Well, I like the guillotine.
I mean, I just know how it's pronounced. Anyway, go on.
Guillotine.
It's guillotine. It's how it's pronounced. This isn't a
He's
debate.
gonna put us in a guillotine if we keep going.
Anyway, what did you think about the song?
I like the track. It's a 4 on 5. It was a nice it was a nice way to end the album in terms of difference, and
I liked it because it gave like a chance for someone to come back and show their flow. Like Foxy was nice to see from her. It was a nice like shootout. Like yo, you were the like welcome back to the game. Let's see what you got. You know.
Yeah, it was a really honorable thing. I feel like it was cool for Nicki to put that on.
I gave it a 4.
All right, one more to chit-chat about, and that's the inspiration outro.
Lion, marching with Lauren Hill to Zion. Caribbean things.
So the first time I heard this, I didn't realize that this outro was the same track. Like there's
the
not
album ended, and I went, "What?"
Yeah, like
Isn't there
it's
an
so seamless.
outro?
But it's really sweet. So what she does is Capleton, Beanie Man, Mavado, Sizzla, Kalanji, Cantel, Buju, which I think is Bantam Buju or whatever. Anyway, it's all of her fucking influences. It's everybody that inspired her. And especially a lot of these Caribbean names that have influenced her, and then like Lauryn Hill and like Bob Marley and like Bungie Garlin and just a whole bunch of different names. And then she just ends it and then with me and Fox getting paper, like what ink dry on. Because that's what paper is. It's what ink dries on. Get it? Anyway, so I thought it was a beautiful way to end this project, really, with just inspirations, like giving some credits to some names of people she feels you should be listening to over that beat, and give it short and nice and compact. To give it a 4.5 on 5. I thought that is a way to show love, and it's a really great use of the end of your album.
I agree with everything he said. Can't really say more than that, but it was fun. It was interesting, and I gave it a 4.
And you, Chris?
I gave it a 3.
That's fine.
Fire.
Just it alone. As the continuation of the previous track,
It's funny. Go on.
I just feel like it alone.
Because I feel like the fact that she separated it is part of what made my mark go higher, because she gives you the option of choosing to hear the song proper, and
respect
then
that.
cut off that intro that in other cases we'd probably be going, but if that intro wasn't there. And so when I'm looking at it from that perspective, this is what I've asked for so many times in the past. And Nicki was so courteous to do it for us. Just think about J. Cole's 13-minute fucking credits.
I mean, I'm thinking about that, but then see, I'm sitting here going like, individually.
You are right, Chris. You're entitled to your opinion.
Like,
So,
You're right. So let's talk about the album quickly as a whole. It's been a fucking longer one in this room for us. It's still Montreal's awful weather, but not as bad as the last weekend.
true.
I give this project, this 19-track, possibly 1 or 2 song, too long project, 4.24 on 5. I think it's a very strong album. I think it's so varied in terms of the different styles of content on it, and we've said this before, but it's kind of what gives it the grade. Like, it's so well made that as far as the talent goes, I don't really think there's any songs that Nicki missed on. I think there's stuff I'm more interested in, and there's stuff I'm less interested in. I think she managed to keep each song kind of unique, kind of distinct, and I don't really think at any point we were like, yeah, this is the 5th song in a row that Nicki's... Didn't even come up once. Every song was about something specific, something unique,
But
a different
some
transition.
messages ran on.
Yeah, like there was a kind of linear nature to the relationshipy subjects, but it was so many different angles and emotions that it's definitely not the same thing as like when it's truly repetitious on an album. So for that, I give a lot of credit and respect for Nicki to be able to hold my attention through a 19-track project. But from a quality perspective, I'm giving it that 4.25-ish. You know, it's a good album. It's not something that I'm going to go back to all the songs on, but there are definitely a few gems I found that I really like.
After you, Chris?
I'm giving the album.
Nice.
I'm giving the album a 4. I went all podcasts. I just want to say.
You were better.
I had all podcasts until like the last.
Okay, let's
second
go.
track.
What did you give it?
I gave the album a 4. I like it. Again, I do agree with Holden. I think that there's certain songs that are just not for me, and when I do listen to them, I'm just like, skip. I'm not gonna listen to that. But overall, I do like what Nicki has presented us, where from what I've heard in my old perception and my old opinions or whatnot, I've been put in my place a little bit, and I'm gonna admit that. Like, Nicki gave me something different than what I thought I was always getting from her. This whatever, and now I'm sitting here like, no, you fought for where you're at today. You've done it. You
got that, Nicki.
Yeah.
And
So
you, Jay?
I give it a 3.75. Now, the reason why I'm going to say that is the linear problems with the relationship stuff. I get it. Like, maybe if the CD was 12 songs, I wouldn't have felt that way. But because we're at 19 and it was getting a little long, I don't know. And then another part is, you're telling us I'm the queen. I get it, but innovate a bit more. I like that she was taking risks. But at your album and you're releasing your final product, maybe you don't want to take too many risks on a whole CD. Maybe that's why we have mixtapes for rappers.
I don't agree with that sentiment.
Fine.
I mean, like, because otherwise it's kind of like technology. If everyone does what's safe, nothing moves forward. So people have to take those kinds of risks.
Yes, but you make when you're okay. Here, you're saying that with technology, but usually when you're doing that with technology, you would release a final product, right?
Well, no,
But
I mean, like,
in those final
but
products,
it's
you have
like
tests.
if your whole company perception is this, like, this is the final. I'm just saying, like,
Are you trying to say she revamped herself?
I'm saying that what she was trying to do is establish that, like, as far as Queen goes, that she has her kingdom and their fans are that
Yes,
loyal
but
and this and that.
What I'm trying to say is because she was trying to defend that and make sure we know about her being the queen, I felt that kind of like held her back in a bit. Like I expected a little bit more from her because it is her. Go on.
I just want to say something. I think that Nicki's, from what I've heard and seen in my own time, Nicki's gotten a lot of slack lately, or she's been going through some shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
For after the conversations we had on the album, after the whole thing, I feel like Nicki did what she had to do in terms of claiming that queen status.
I mean,
She is the queen.
You gotta look at it
I'm not
like-
talking
but
about
that's my
that.
point. I think that she has managed to come out there and say, pick a style, I'll body you on it.
I don't believe she can on every single study.
And that's fair, but that's the goal
But
of
if
what
she's trying
doing.
to like test
But
herself, fine.
if that's what you're like, to
Maybe
me,
she could have done it better at some
from a
times.
hip hop perspective, I think that's what you would need to do to prove that you are.
That's good.
And I could say from a pop perspective, it's not necessary. You'd want to play it safe, but I don't think that's how you would do it from a hip hop perspective. And I think she's trying to go truer to her roots than worrying about. She's like, I'm already big. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna
Okay,
do what I
fine.
want to do. You know. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I
No, I
think
know,
that
we
your
just different
like
perspectives.
feelings are completely valid, but I just don't think that
We don't agree on it.
as
That's
far as
fine.
album creation goes, no, I think if anything, the mixtape should be your fucking whatever safe, boring crap, in my opinion, and then your album should be where you push the limits. It's like your fucking real shit. It's like your art, you know.
I understand that, but that's why I see it differently. I think your art should be on your art should be on your album. All right, whatever, that's it. But like the mixtape is where you're testing. You see, you're still a little bit weaker on this, so instead of like let's work on
Yeah,
that.
but I don't think that like any of these songs are poorly constructed. I think a lot of it is style,
All
right?
right, fine.
And I don't like. I just saying, she's not like the type of person like who like.
This might have to be a different conversation, I feel. But just in terms, because you keep saying testing, right? A$AP Rocky dropped an album called Testing,
Yeah.
where his entire final product was a
See,
melange
the
of
difference-
just different stuff, right?
And just to, like put in,
Hold on. What I'm trying to get at with that context though is I don't think, or I don't agree with your point on making the mixtapes all the testing, because
like your mixtape's what you give to your core fan
yeah,
base.
like you don't sell it. It's not gonna be. I don't feel like mixtapes
like-
are as memorable as an album.
Like an album is
So when you
supposed to
drop
be.
an album that is different or whatnot, people are going to remember something about it.
All right.
A
Like the
mixtape,
album-
I feel like might end up getting lost.
No, but like a mixtape,
I respect
on
that.
the
It's
exception of
different.
like a Lil Wayne, maybe like your mixtape is gonna be maybe where you do your throwaway songs.
Okay.
And your album is supposed to be like your biggest shit. Like I don't think anything on this album was intended to be a throwaway song. There's just ones I found boring.
All right.
Anyway, that's cool. Thank y'all for watching, everyone. This has been a fun one. We talked about Nicki. She's awesome, in my opinion. Now.
Before we go, what do you guys think? Should you push limits on albums? Should you release more mixtapes and try to put all your stuff there?
I just don't see how Nicki Minaj should be releasing mixtapes. That would be such a
No,
waste
not
of her
Nicki, but
time.
I just want to know for the viewers, like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think when it comes to like making an album? What do you feel is like one way, and what do you guys think when it comes to making a mixtape? What type of song should be on there? What type of feel? What type of vibe?
I guess I'm sure. Yeah, let us know what you
I'm
think.
interested. Let me know.
All right, so thank y'all for watching. That's what we're doing now. So we appreciate you being here, honestly. So feel free to let us know in the comments what you thought about anything, really. Just your feelings on the project, etc. I just want to give a special thank you to Mozart, Linda Williams, and Super Old School 1994, our patrons. You guys are awesome. They totally support what we're doing. And if you want to join the request raffle or see content early and shit like that, you can check that out. Otherwise, if you like what we do, you can hit that subscribe button or the like button. I know it sounds bad and savvy, but please do if you like it. Or hit the dislike button. Engagement's engagement. And the comments, my favorite. I'll answer everyone that you put in there. So yeah, let us know what you think, and have yourself a great weekend.